Back at it again. This is where the intro is supposed to go
Hey,
soon. Hey, so
mhm.
we're back here. What episode is this? Episode 10 or 11?
11.
11. So today's episode of the podcast, we have 4 guests. So we're going to go around. We're going to have them introduce themselves. Say their name and just tell us what you do. So on my camera, it shows Liam as a person next to me. So I'm going to pick you. So go ahead, man.
Let's do it. My name's Liam Nenortes. I run Joke MFG out of Phoenix, Arizona. It's pretty much a one-man team. I do everything myself. I do all the graphics, do all the lookbooks, all the video work, everything. And I'm proud of it. I love it. I think that's it, really.
Cool. And then you, Jesse. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Jesse Frost. Um, I run a clothing brand, Frost Industries, out in the west side of Phoenix. Uh, Started up about 4 years ago. It started out just all small, but slowly but surely, I've been taking it serious, and I've just been building it. I feel like just have my third official drop for my dogs just recently, so everything's going smoothly. It's dope. Learning on the way. It's very I do everything myself. Um, yeah.
Sick. Thanks for introducing yourself, Jesse. And then Ricky, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks everyone. My name is Ricky Camargo. I do a couple of things. So my full-time job is I work as an account strategist at Google. So my job there is just like slinging advertising. And then I started championship rounds a couple years ago with my friend Bobby. So Bobby Tux is for people that know him. He does Doomsday. And we just started a brand, and really it was just to make clothes for me and my friends to wear. And that was kind of always the main goal of like, hey, like let's just drop shit that we like. And if other people like it, like even better.
Sick.
That's dope.
All right.
That's dope.
And we got a recurring guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Christian.
I just keep jumping back in this bitch. Can't get enough. I'm Christian Alexander Hernandez. A lot of people, if like, they'll be like, "Oh, you Alexander?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me, bro." But I guess I started Heart, like not I guess, but I started it by myself back in 2016. But along the way, people kind of like naturally like fluttered in, like especially they were like childhood friends. So it was like Saul, he does a lot of production, and then Bravo Lab Rat Co. He does photography, videography for the brand, and then we have Chase. He has his own side thing called No Name. So it's kind of like a 4-man squadron, and we kind of just do whatever the fuck we want to do. It's just like Ricky mentioned, it's kind of like clothes. As I grew up, it was like friends always kind of we always wanted to start our own brand. So it was like, all right, well, I'm going to take the initiative and do it. Dropped out of college and went from there.
Sheesh.
But yeah, I had the same aspiration. I think Michael did too. Like we both have made clothes before, but quickly like diverted away because I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't creative enough in a sense.
It's a lot of work.
And it is, yeah. Like a
It's
large
a roller coaster. Like I try telling people, like you like have this idea that you come up with, you start designing it, and on my end too, I'm not a designer, so like it's more tough because I give that design to someone, and like I'm hoping it comes out the way that I'm describing it, and then you see it on shirt, and then maybe you hate it, maybe you love it, and then it's just like this roller coaster of emotions of like this is shit, like this is great, and then like it comes out, and then you're just surprised by like people are like love it, and you're like, man,
Yep.
like it's an adrenaline
my
like,
head.
rush. Yeah.
Bro, that's facts.
But you have a little bit of a
For sure.
different thing where you kind of like bring in a designer from outside. Whereas like, do you design your own stuff, Jesse? Because I think like, I don't know,
Yeah,
Christian
for the
does.
most part, I do. But actually, this year I was actually kind of like thinking about going outside of it because I'm not the best at it, But like, I don't really have no one close to me who can really just, do it for me. So like, yeah, I've been thinking about going outside, going outside the box, getting a little bit more
I got you.
of a natural artist on hand.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how like the creative process works because like
I'm very much one to pass it off. Christian's done pretty much all of our work, and I just trust him to the fullest. I'm like, whatever you think looks cool. There's 3 bullet points maybe, and then I just take whatever he has. How like you're obviously way more involved, and I sometimes want to be, but I don't know how to be constructive in those brainstorming things because I doubt my own creativity, and I know Christian's at this like a premier level that I like. So if I like it, he's gonna make something that I would like, and if I like it, I'm easily able to sell that. How do you have productive brainstorming situations when you are in those design things with your
Wait,
designer?
let's have Liam ask first because he said he's the only fool on his team. Like, how is that? You
That's
gotta
hard.
do everything.
I mean, it's tough, but it's also like how you were saying. It's like I make sure everything is how I want it. Like everything is up to me at the bottom at the end of the day. Like I make everything and it comes out how I want it most of the time, unless there's like outside forces that like mess with it, like lookbooks or whatever. Like
Mm.
there's outside forces, but like graphics, like I'll mess with them for days, weeks until they're exactly how I want them. So it's like it's hard, but it also pays off in the end, you know?
Yeah, going
Yeah,
solo is crazy.
I can agree with you. Like when you're designing, I mean, Tan and Michael's seen this. It's like I'll be messing with something completely, and then they're like, "Yeah, like this looks dope," and I'm like, "I don't really like it." And then like 8 hours
Uh-huh.
later, they're like, "What the fuck?" And next thing you know, it's completely different. And you're like, "I mean, this is how it looked in my head, but I like this better." So it's
Yeah,
like
exactly. No, I've been in that situation.
like a straight concept that you stick with through and through. But then there's other times where it's like, "Nah, I'm gonna fuck with this rather than the original idea." So
Well, yeah, and you could start out with an idea and then the end product could be completely different.
yep,
You could
and
just stray away so far, like,
that's what makes it fun, I guess, because you never know what you're gonna get, and
yeah,
like how he kind of does things, like
Mhm.
he kind of leaves it up to a designer. If I'm correct, like you'll have an idea and you relate it to a designer, and it's like hopefully you can see, like hopefully you can what is it, accomplish what I have in my head, but it's like if you want to put your own flavor on it, like go for it. And I think that's the fun part too, because like you never really know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the tough part. I've gotten lucky because I would say Bobby's a great designer, and
Yeah,
like it took a little bit, but we got to a point where like I could give him an idea and like he knows what I'm saying. The other thing I learned in that too is like reference images are like been my best friend. So like if I find something that's like, hey, this is how I want it to look, like you just got to
yeah,
overshare, and you got to be able to like trust people too. So
yeah.
there's a lot to it.
for
Do
sure.
you establish like a mood board? Because honestly, bro, I've been messing with that lately, and it's been helping me like for like lookbooks and shit like that.
We haven't, no. Usually, honestly, like I usually any idea that we've come up with has literally been spur of the moment. Like I'm driving on the highway and I'm just like, oh, this would be a great idea. And then like as soon as I have that kind of inspiration, it's like, yo, like let's start working on this.
There you go.
I used to call Christian at just whatever time I was like, whatever time, like the moment, whenever the thought bubble came in, I would just call him and be like, "Yo, can you do this for us? This is what I want." And then I would sometimes send him like ugly ass drawn photos, and he would
That
bring
helps
it to
though.
life.
That helps.
I remember I like there was at least 3 shows where Christian designed like the flyer that I wanted, the one I asked him for, and then he just had like a variation, and they were always so different from each other, but they're really cool. Do you remember when I think it was the backyard show, you originally called it like Tres something, and like the graphic was like a bunch of like graffiti, hand drawn graffiti.
Yeah, yeah, that's when I was doing the rights. I mean, that's where it started from. Like when my designing, like I just as a kid I used to graph, so it's like, all right, let me put my spin on it and see if he likes it better than his version. But then I remembered we went with the dollar bill. That's when we got the final product. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. But the first design was good. Like you even had like a whole name for it, like the project and like what we were gonna do, like the whole name of the event you had come up with. But we ended up going a different way because like Tanner and I have a bunch of conversations and we're like, yo, nah.
yeah, I mean, it just
When you
made a
guys
lot of
did have
sense.
the event spot, yeah, that was a
Just
crazy time too. It was always like all right, yo, here's this. Can we have it by this day? All right. Yeah. And I was like, all right. And back in the day, it was like that was when we were in the compound, so it was a little hectic anyway. So it's kind of just used to it.
Do you guys have any moments like that where you have to almost like just create a whole product within a short time frame? Like before
To
you
be
see production?
honest, what do you mean?
Like you come up with a product idea and it's like put out within 2 weeks. Have you ever had to do that?
Yeah, in the beginning, for sure, for sure. Like all the stuff in the beginning, for sure. Like I came up with it like a liverless tea, and like I kind of like made that on the spot. Like I kind of was like really even looking for flowers. It kind of just happened. Like I saw this flower. I was on Photoshop. I knew Photoshop really good from school and stuff, and just from before. And then like I think I was in Scottsdale and I saw this street, Paradise Lane, and but then I didn't want like to have it like Paradise, so I did Para and then I did Dice like DICE, and just do my own spin on it and kind of just made it like I don't know, like kind of like a nice luxury thing. But yeah, that's when I did that. I think that's like kind of like my favorite time of designing. Kind of just fast, not fast, but just like give me like 2 weeks and then I could do it. Like that's kind of how I like to do it. For sure, for sure.
I think that's how I work in general. Once that time pressure cooks or like hits, like that's when my brain starts going at its best rate.
Yeah,
Hey, dude.
because you got it.
Facts.
And I've seen Christian like just like going back to the design process and just seeing it firsthand is so wild. You'll see this one design get like 3 to 5 hours put into it, hardcore detail, doing a bunch of stuff. All of a sudden, he's just looking at it for like 3 minutes, deletes it, makes the next one in like 30 minutes. It's just as good, and like that's what he goes with. It's just so wild that because he stayed up for 8 hours till like 4 a.m. something like that, and then just decided to make it right at the end.
It's
different.
fun. It's fun
But
as hell.
if you do it so long, you're like, all right, dude, fucking a doinsky and let me sit down for 2 hours, 3 hours. Let me.
Bro, once your eyes go off the screen, bro, your brain is just all rattled, bro. You're kind of just like, damn,
Yeah.
let me get a sip of water or
No, I've
something.
been there.
Massive headaches looking at a fucking screen all day. I'm just like, all right, dude. I need to
Yeah.
You get into like a flow
have to-
state in a way when you are in it. You're just completely focused and dedicated.
No, for sure.
100%. Once I have the idea, I kind of like feel like I have really bad memory. So once I have the idea, I have to like write it down, put it in my notes. Something, even if it's something small, like put it down. So just if I remember it, and then like I kind of just make something off of that. Just how kind of how like the process goes for me. Think of something small and kind of build around it.
Yeah, I'm really bad at notating stuff. When I think of it, I have ideas all day, every day, but I never notate it, and my brain has very poor memory, so I never go back to it. Do you guys all
No, me
make
too.
notes of stuff as well and like stay on top of that, or do you just when you have the time and you have those are the ideas you actually run with?
I need to get better at that, man. I have like a couple notes
Mhm.
of like some like sick stuff, but like everything else just going on up here. And my girlfriend's always getting on me like, "Oh, write it down, write it down, write it down." And I'm just like, I don't know, it doesn't work. Like I just have it all up here, and that's fine. Like I can
Mhm.
just keep it up there.
It reminds me of that
But
like
then I
Kanye
lose stuff
lyric
too. So
where he's like, "I forgot better shit than you've ever thought of." So I always like just like
That's
hold
hard.
that when I'm like, fuck it, I don't need to write it.
That's hard.
That is hard.
Can I? All right. This is. I mean, this is on the same topic, but like, if you guys do smoke, if you ever gotten like high as shit, and
Hmm.
you're like, damn, I had this dope ass idea, but I'm too lazy to write it down. I'll remember it, and then you forget it.
I've been there. I've had
Bro, that's how I
ideas.
That's
feel
just me on a daily
sober.
basis.
Like on
He
a
said
sober
sober?
level,
Yeah,
I'll
me
just be
too.
like, I'll just be like, if it's important enough or if like it's cool enough, like I'll remember it again. But like if it wasn't and like it doesn't come back to me, like oh well.
Yeah. Maybe that is
Yeah.
like the first
It wasn't
threshold
meant.
of
Yeah.
determining if it's good or not. If it's good enough in our brains for us to like actually engage and do into it, then it'll be good enough for our users or like followers to actually engage into it. But if in that moment that idea doesn't spark that out of you right away, it's just like our filter system automatically. It's just like, nah, it was good, but not good enough. Because I get
It's a good way
moments,
to justify
ideas
it.
where I'm just like, no, I got to start working on this now, versus ideas that come to me. I'm just like, whatever.
No, it's
That's
facts.
cool,
Like
dude.
I don't know. I forget my shit if I'm smoking and I think of something. Usually it comes back to me, you know, like kind of like if it's fate, like you know, like if I remember it and it's for sure, like I gotta put it down at
I
that
feel
point.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I can agree. It's just like, bro. It's like sometimes my hand just gets so lazy. I'm like, nah, we're good. Like I have that mentality. I was like, I'll remember it. And if I don't, fuck it. And it's like whatever.
Feel it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Ricky, you said you do ads, like Google ads.
Yeah, so like my job here is like I'll manage like 30 clients and I'll just help them through like Google Ads. So anything from like search, shopping, display, video being YouTube.
That's what I do.
Shit.
I actually create the
Really?
ad. So you would talk to someone like me. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So my job is like I specifically work with agencies. So like I partner with the agency, like I work with their clients, try to get them to invest more.
Do you get like a percentage if they do spend more? Is it like
Not on that. I get like a target. So I have my own like quota and I get a percentage of that. So I get like 35% of that.
that's cute?
Yeah,
It's
I wish I
cute.
got part of it because I think on the year I managed something like 36 mil. So if I got a percentage of that,
God
that'd be nice.
damn.
Dude.
Do you have like a niche market that they like focus you on because they know you're good at selling those things, or are you just whatever they? How does that
It's
work?
it's a bit of a mixture. I work with the agency that's like primarily retail. It's like 60% of my clients are like retail clients. So it's kind of easy because I think retail works best for like Google Ads. So we just talk like e-commerce. How do we get people to add to cart, checkout? But then I'll have like a small like 10% that may be like B2B. And then I'll have a few in between. But the B2B ones are the more interesting ones because when you're business to business, we're talking about like generating leads and offline conversion tracking. So it gets a little bit more like in the weeds.
Yeah. So how do you get a fucking business person to take an action? Like how do you single out that person compared to like just a random person Google searching something? Yeah. That's
Yeah. So in terms of like the customer,
yeah. I mean, you don't have to talk
dude, I
about it
mean,
because
Google
that's like
has,
consulting.
yeah.
Nah, you're good.
I mean, dude, like, Google is like such a machine, dude. Like they have it down to, or it's like audience levels that are broken down by like, do you own an iPhone or are you an iPhone user who flies Southwest? And there'll be like an audience for that, right? And they'll say like, hey, like based off all the information that we have about your clients, we think this audience is going to get you the most leads. Like it's just completely crazy, like the amount of machine learning that goes into that program.
Do you think it's important to just target one like like user who has like a iPhone versus a like an Android? Do you think that's really is important?
It depends like the state of the business, right? So you want to get an idea of like where a business is at. For businesses that are doing, maybe like let's say on the fence or okay, you want to double down on like strategies that are already working for you. So you want to stay lower in the conversion funnel of like, hey, like we know these people are going to shop with us. They've either shopped with us before. It's just a demographic that we do really well in. For the businesses that are like already killing it and they're kind of like, what's next? That's when you go up the funnel and you say like, hey, how do we get more awareness on your brand? Maybe this demographic 18 to 30 just isn't shopping with you. So let's take a look at that and let's see if there's ways we can fix that, either through creatives or just like focusing efforts on this like age group specifically. So a lot of it is like for me, like I say like I'm a need-based seller. So like anytime I talk to a business, like my job is like to find a problem. And like when I find a problem, I say like, okay, cool. Like how do we make a solution for that? Versus just saying like, hey, this is what you should be doing.
Damn.
It's dope.
Sick.
If you were to leave Google, you can make some mad money just consulting
I
people
thought
on
about
that.
it, dude.
Jeez.
So prior to Google, I worked at Yelp for like 6 years. So
What
Yelp was like
the?
more small businesses, and like the last couple of years have been more like large corporations. So I think we're like a couple years away from maybe starting like my own digital agency.
That's the move.
Ooh,
Hire me.
That'd be
congrats,
nuts.
bro. That's tight.
I think that's like the next step, but we'll see. A lot of things can
That's
happen from now
crazy,
till then.
bro.
You just gotta
Facts.
keep going, one day at a time.
You got your
Yeah,
foot in the right step, bro. For real, for
dude,
real.
it's crazy though, cause like every day I wake up and I want something else, right? Like I wake up and I'm like, you know what, like I don't need money. Like I could just do this. Or another days I wake up and I'm like, dude, what if I like try to be a CEO? So I still feel like every day it's just like, like what's next and where do I want to live? Like there's just so much to learn still. Like it's some days it's overwhelming.
You're always challenging yourself, and I feel like that's what we all should be doing every time. It's like, all right, well, what, what's something new that I can do today? Whether it's a long term, short term, mid term, like just always challenging yourself and giving yourself a goal. I think that for me, I always tell Michael this, like I'm not money driven, so it's like I need to be doing something either like constructive, whether it's creating a design or screen printing shirts or fucking my other venture. It's like I want to make some furniture eventually. You know what I mean? Like just always
Yeah, that's crazy.
creating. You know what I mean? So it's cool to hear it from a different
Yeah,
spectrum.
Innovate type of shit, bro.
yeah. I think one thing Tannen mentioned last pod or a couple podcasts ago I was listening to was like that whole like when you don't take advantage of an opportunity, it's almost like missed potential. And I think I had that feeling too of like, oh, if I don't do something, like I missed out on something. But like more recently, it's just like all about that self talk, like telling myself, like, like things worked out how they should have worked out, and that's the only way it was ever gonna work out. Like, there's not this alternate universe where like I picked the other, I said yes instead of no. And that's bringing me more comfort and more like confidence, I would say, and like making decisions to say like, hey, this was the right move for me.
Yeah,
And
I
not
agree.
stuck on like putting yourself down and enabling yourself to move forward.
Do you
Yeah,
do you
bro,
feel
the
like
self talk is matters a ton.
do you feel like you're in competition with anybody, or is it like you just against yourself at this point? Because it sounds like you're very confident in what you're doing with your, you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah,
there was a moment a couple of years ago where I feel like I was in like competition with other people, and I wasn't very happy at that time. And now that like I feel I'm on your page, I run sometimes and I think about like where I am in my life and where I'm gonna be in a few years at this pace. Like it's crazy, exponential difference, right? But like I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that then, like when I was sad and shit a few years ago. Like do you think it is just you versus yourself at this point?
yeah, I do. I mean, if I'm in a competition with anyone, like it's usually like my friends, but it's like in the friendliest way, right? It's not in like a yo, I want to like, dismantle you. Or I want you to fail. Like when me and my
No, no,
friends talk about, like when me and my friends talk about stuff, like we try to push each other. So like even like just working out, like me and my friends, like we all got like that whoop that does like the tracker and stuff, right? And like we'll call each other out, but in like a friendly way because we know like those things are making us better. Or even just like traveling or even things like that. So I think finding like a support group because like competition can be healthy if you do it right with other people. Like it does push you because you don't feel like as like motivating as it is to like race against yourself. Like it's also tough for you to like say like, hey, today I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna run and I'm gonna beat my own time. And it's like when there's no one there to push you, like it's a very lonely road. But when you find that support group and it's like a healthy competition and you and your friends could like do that together, I think it puts you guys all in a good place because like you guys all want to see each other win. You guys are all kind of experiencing the same things, the same doubts, and you guys can share that one another.
yup.
So with
Pushing
that
one each
said,
other.
do you find yourself you always reach out to other brands? Like, have you done that before? In the same essence of pushing yourself to work out, you reach out to these other brands to make friends with them, see what they're not necessarily see what they're doing, but like make friends, see what not competition, but what your friends
Yeah,
and peers in the market are.
that's been tough for me, and like I thought a lot about that, like because I feel like I could do a better job at it. Like there's people I've just organically connected with, and like to me that's what matters more. Like like if we're gonna cross paths eventually, but I feel like I could do a better job of just like reaching out to people. I try to like stay away from it too because like one thing that like I think with just like designing anything is like I don't ever want to like copy or be influenced by someone. And then like that's just me personally just like trying to like put out like my like version of like what I want to do. And like it's very easy sometimes to not necessarily copy someone, but to see something and then maybe when you're designing, you're like, this kind of looks like something that I saw before, or maybe you put
I
something
feel
out and
that.
you don't even realize it, and other people call you out. So I try not to like also like keep track of what everyone's doing. So Like I want to see everyone like succeed. Like if anyone ever asks me for help, like I'd give it to them. But I try not to keep close tabs to people who are doing things similar as me in that sense. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Smart.
It does. It's to kind of elaborate on that. It's like I always tell my friends, because we're always so like we grew up in that mindset. It's like, oh, don't be biting, bro. Like don't bite. Like that's
Yeah.
whack. And it's just I've come to realize like as humans, bro, our thoughts are parallel, especially creatively. And it's like if you see something you like, it's like, all right, if you're inspired by that, take it, but mold it into something that has your mark on it. It's like make it into your thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who said it, but it was just like imitation is the best form of flattery. So it's like you're not biting, but you're inspired, and it's like if you're gonna be inspired, make sure you put your taste on it. And it's like, and
You
it's
got
funny
it.
because like
Facts.
you'll put a design, like you'll make something, and it's right. Like you'll look at it, you're like, damn, this looks too much like that. And then you go back and you reconstruct it, and it turned into something even cooler than you might have thought in your own head. So it's just like it's cool to hear somebody else say that in a different way. Because in my mind, bro, I'm over here like it's hard for me to even explain stuff because my mind's like this all the time,
Yeah.
thinking of like, oh, what to do next, and then it's cool to just hear you say that and it kind of like puts it all together in better words. Than what
Well,
I'm saying.
dude, I feel like I've been on the flip side of it sometimes too, where like I'll see someone do something and I'm like, that kind of looks like something we've done before.
Yeah.
And like, like a lot of it's like just showing the empathy of like, well, like it's very easy to be influenced by someone. Like I'm like 100% certain like there's probably something that I put out that was like a complete rip off of what someone else did. So I think just seeing it, trying to see it from the other perspective, like, dude, that happens so easy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry. Go ahead.
now you go.
I was just be like, it's shit. It is it's cool to see you and like if you do inspire somebody, it's cool to see it, especially if it's from like I don't know, like the younger age, because it's like, all
Yeah.
right, well, the message is put across to the next generation, and at the end of the day, like that's why me and my dudes do it. It's like we just want to push that next generation into doing the shit that they want to do and not have to eventually not have to wake up and hate their life because like, oh, I have to go to this bullshit job that I hate doing. So yeah,
I'm kind of curious
my
for like
bad.
everyone, since like we're all brand owners here. Like, what was everyone's like first favorite brand? Like, what was like the brand that like got you into like streetwear or just clothing in general?
Go.
For me, I'd say, bro, I used to wear a lot of I don't even. I'm trying to remember the name, bro. I don't. I'm LRG. Oh,
Uh,
remember that?
LG
Remember
was
that shit back
great.
in the day? I used to wear a lot of LRG back in the day, and like I used to like like I used to love like how just like designs were so like yeah, that's like how it first started. But like it wasn't even that. Like it wasn't like LRG, and then I started making clothes. I think it was just kind of like
the love for
I
it.
was kind of just like yeah, I was just kind of like designing, and one of my homies at the time was just like, why don't you put this on a T-shirt? Make like see what happens. And I was just like the name was even out. Yeah, I was just kind of just drawing, doodling in class type of like senior year. But yeah, LRG was first brand that I was like, I think I could do something like that, bro.
It's tight.
That's a good one.
about you, Liam.
I mean, like I've been skateboarding for a while, so like I wore all those brands from like Zoomies, Industrial, Cowtown, all those brands. But I mean, whenever I found out about foul play, that's when like I like started making clothes like seriously. Not seriously, but like that's when I started. That was like the beginning of everything.
It's such a that was your inspiration, like your fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, like he did it, he's from Arizona, I can do it. I'm from Arizona. Like you don't have to be some big name to like
Too
make
cool.
stuff, you know?
Nope.
Yeah, it's crazy that
Yeah.
you say that. I always think about it because before I always reference this same moment. Before Tony Hawk did a 900, they thought that was impossible, and now there's kids dropping like 1080s, and they're like 13. So,
Yeah.
like at a certain point, once you see it happen for like a regular human, who someone from Arizona, to us that's a regular human or whatever, then it becomes this possible thing. And if you just have
Yeah.
that drive and determination, then it's what separates you.
It's in your grasp.
Yeah. What about you, Christian? Where does all this influence come from?
Honestly, like a lot of it comes from my big brother, just because like I was born in 1997, bro. So it's like I was at the end of an era that I feel like I took a lot of influence from. So like with my brother being 8 years older than me, he was wearing World Industries, Spitfire, fucking, you know, a lot of that skate culture. And honestly, it started from all that, bro. Like
Yeah.
pop, like a lot of it comes from music too. Like I remember when we were younger, we used to listen to a lot of what is it, UGK, Bun B and Pimp C. Like
You wore
it just,
tall tees, didn't you?
yeah, bro. You see,
Salty.
I have XLTs, two XLTs, bro, just because like to me that's fresh. You know what I mean? Like, and in some of our lookbooks, like I've always wanted a pair of grills in them. Like it's just I take not necessarily from a clothing brand. I guess one of my favorite clothing brands would have to been fucking when my cousin first started wearing the hundreds, the Atom Bomb. I guess
Yeah.
that was what is this? And like I always seen like Supreme because my brother was into that culture. So it was like, and then I started getting more attracted to it as I got older. Like when I seen Tyler wear it, so it kind of just it was always there in my life. I just couldn't pinpoint exactly where it came from. I guess because I was just gonna say like I guess hip hop culture is what really like inspired me. Just that whole I don't know, Big Brother kind of just put me onto everything, and I ran with it, and it turned into something what it is now. That's why if you see Heart, it's like you can't really hold it to a certain aesthetic. People are always like, "Yo, it kind of looks like some early 2000s shit." So I'm like, "Oh, that's sick," because that's what I love. You know what I mean? Like, or it's like, "Yo, it looks like a World Industry T-shirt," or it looks like you guys went really grungy with it. You know, it's like you can't really
Yeah.
pinhold it because it's just
It's all over
different.
the place.
Yeah, exactly.
When you
And
guys
that's what
were
we are as a group. We're kind of just all over the place.
all younger, did you have a certain like person, whether it's like your in your case a brother or like a cousin friend that kind of put you on and like kind of revolutionized what you were seeing from the like artistic world? Like I think clothing brands are a part of the artistic world.
For sure.
Who was it?
For sure.
Yeah. Mine was my cousin. He took me to the first foul play pop up that I went to. It was at the old spot, and I don't even know how I don't even know how I figured out about all this stuff, but like he took me there, and like I met pretty much everyone, and he's tied with all those dudes, so it's sick.
Which one was it? Like
It was
what?
the foul play Burma one way back. It had to have been 2018, maybe earlier.
2015, 2016.
I don't know, dude. I'm so bad. 2015.
The first one I went to is the homicide. Not but it was like a forensic. Like
Yeah,
it came in like a forensic fucking bag.
yeah,
Like
that was sick.
so
I
cool.
think I went to the one like right before that. So
Okay.
it was at the old spot. You know the old spot?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right there off of
Yeah,
Bethany home, like
yeah,
right along the 17, I think.
yeah. It was right next to 17.
Sir.
It was sick though.
Hey, I fuck with. They always come themed out, and I fuck with it. So
Yeah, it was tight.
They just had a new drop, right? It's like a
yeah,
stuffed Mickey thing. What do
they
you guys
got
think?
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
they did a collab with that one. I don't know his name, but I think is he from Chicago? The dude that makes the actual toys.
I don't know
I'm
where
not
he's
sure where he's
from.
from.
That
I
shit's
know who
cool.
you're talking about though, but I don't know where he's from. It was sick, especially the influence behind it and like the references they used.
I like how they
They
showed the
used like the
process
Mickey.
of
Yeah,
they showed the process of how they did it, and that's the cool thing too. It's like you don't need a fancy
Mhm.
studio to do cool shit.
Literally.
You just gotta be, what is it? I don't even know if I'm even words right.
Innovative.
Innovative, but like ingenuity,
Crafty.
crafty.
Crafty, yeah.
Just
I
say
like
that.
crafty.
It's bad with my words. Crafty words.
Crafty is
But,
a good word.
Yeah, I've had to be crafty. Me and Mike, definitely a lot of situations have come up, and we're just like, how the fuck
Oh.
are we gonna make this work? What is
remember
the
back
plan?
in Remember the back in the truck? We backed a flatbed into someone's backyard.
Yeah,
And there was like it was like the tightest fit, dude. Like
dude,
it was
not
perfect.
even. We definitely hit the fence. We hit something because she was like, she got upset with us. But you actually backed it out of the yard. I pulled it in, and
He's like, I broke some shit.
yeah, I hit something. But the thing was what, like 25, 30 feet, like
Dude,
the whole
it was
truck. It's
so
huge.
big. Like think about like a drummer, a whole band was up there with their fucking amps and shit.
Yeah, just like on a
Like,
flatbed back part.
It was big.
What's it called? We never got to Ricky's
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
what's your
your
favorite, Ricky?
influence.
undefeated.
No, undefeated was one of them. I remember because like I'm a little older than you guys, so I'm 29. So I was born in '92. It's like I like feel lucky because I feel like I came up at like the height of like when streetwear starts to like pop off. So it was like when like hundreds, crooks, diamonds were like all top. For me though, Kid Robot was my at the time they were still making clothes. Kid Robot was my favorite like first brand. And I remember I used to have all like the crazy tees and like they were so different. And they had
Dude.
like all this crazy character design. And then the other one for me too was Crooks and Castles. I used to have a lot of crooks.
Crooks.
Yo, Crooks and Castles, bro.
Forget. I didn't. It's like sitting in the back of my head, but you just rename it. Takes me back to 2011, 2010, bro. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was a fun era.
That's crazy. And another thing too, cause figures. I didn't know what the fuck cause was as a kid, but it was just like I always remember seeing the companion figure, bro. And it's like in my head, it's like one day I'm gonna do shit like I'm gonna do something like that. One day.
Yeah, bro. When he had original fake too, like I remember, 'cause, like original fake was like pricier. So like this is coming up in a time where it's like I like had a minimum wage job, and I remember always thinking like, oh, like once like I have some cash, like I'm gonna start buying this stuff, and then he just retires the brand. I'm like, oh, great.
Which is the coolest way to go out, cause he's like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Dude, it's the same thing. Another one that I really love too from the Bay Area is Benny Gold, where he just said like, hey, like I feel like the brand's ran its course. Like I'm really happy with what I'm doing, and like just to end it like on a high note, like I think that's like just a great way to go out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I used to follow both of those brands on Instagram. Like at the beginning of Instagram, before Android users were
Yeah.
on. That's crazy.
What's it called? You guys remember since you mentioned Benny Gold, it reminds me of Acapulco Gold.
I do. I remember Acapulco
Fire.
Gold.
Or
They had one of my favorite. They had one of my favorite tees. So like, there's this breakdancing movie that I really like from I think it's the '80s, but it's called Beat Street.
Beat Street, bro.
And in
Rambo,
that,
dude, what's good?
yeah, in that movie, there's this tagger named Spit, and basically he's like the shitty graffiti artist. And anytime someone puts up like art, he just goes and he takes spit on it.
Yep.
So they were one of the first brands where they took like Louis Vuitton, Chanel logos, Fendi logos, and then they spray paint spit on it, and it was one of my favorite tees.
That's it.
Yeah. I kind of like collect shirts, so I have a bunch
then
of
from, like,
shirts
the
from when I
business-
was tiny. Do you guys still have a bunch of clothes from when like that don't necessarily fit you just because they're super sick shirts and there's no way you would have them anymore?
I wish.
I
Dang.
fucking wish, bro.
Yeah.
I still do. I hold on to my shit.
I think shirts are really the only things that I really do that with. They're like my flash to the past in a way, like my mementos. 'Cause that's always what I equate it to.
Bro, shirts and jackets. I think that's why I love jackets so much, because like they just last longer, and like you could just have one that you got like 4 or 5 years ago that when you pull it out, it's still like one of your best pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're just like a better build than like t-shirts for me, because like that's the only way I hold on to jackets from season to season. T-shirts I'd be staining and shit, and like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
wear it out with this fat ass stain, but I remember all this crazy shit I did in this shirt, and it's a sick ass fucking design, so I'm just gonna hang it in the back of my closet.
Bro, speaking of jackets, this is from like I used to wear this at everything. Like any event I ever threw, I was wearing this jacket. I got paid on it for the first event I ever did. And it's like Pharrell Williams's um collaboration, like one of the first ones with Adidas. And I originally ordered a white one, and there's like a white pleather one, and that's the one I wanted. And they sent me this one on accident, but like I ended up just buying it, the other one again, and keeping this. And so like I wasn't even supposed to have it, but like I did, and I love it. Like I would never buy a red polka dot, sweater ever.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Bro, another person too that got give a lot of credit to, and this more influenced me like on the business side of like just running a brand is Bobby Fresh. So like Rob Preston, he has his own screen printing business out in Tempe. But he's one of the first people too that when I was like in high school, he was just like, hey, like come work at my print shop. And he's like, I'll let you work off like your prints. He's like, so whatever hours you put in for me, like I'll print your shirts for you. But like it was such a cool experience because that's where I got to meet like some really cool people along the way. It's like Rocky who does like timeless vapes. I met him there. Mario who does always. I met him at the print shop, and there's like so many people just went through that and just seen the business behind it. Like it's crazy. Like that guy still does numbers.
That's tight.
Damn, Bobby Fresh is still making stuff. Is it still the same
Dude,
type of clothes?
still the same type. Yeah, still the same type, but like it sells. I was actually at the print shop last week. And he was just showing me his orders for last month. I was just like, this is insane.
Damn. I mean, that's the
He
goal,
found,
right?
Nah,
he found a niche, man.
Once you strike gold, you keep
Yeah.
digging till there's no more.
A lot of it too is like people don't realize that like at the time when Bobby Fresh came out, like that was like a dope brand. Like in 2010 when they were dropping like fake sneakers aren't fresh and they were like the top brand on Karma Loop. They were like number one, and then that kind of like streetwear evolved from like sneakers, and it became like okay, cool. Like what's this more like adult look? Um, and that's kind of where like it fade out a little bit.
Once you get like a certain level of notoriety, though, it's very hard for you to lose those dedicated base. So as long
It
as you
is,
build that up, you could be set for life. As long as you still
dude.
make
Same
some sort of
same thing
content or
happened with
don't
the
get
hundreds.
canceled.
You know, hundreds talks a lot about like how they had to scale back because they got to a point too where they were just like, this is too mainstream and this is something that we can't keep up with and it's not what we wanted for the brand.
What
Yeah.
would you do?
Would you ever be in all those retail stores? PacSuns,
I don't think so.
Tilly's.
I don't know though, but like it's interesting to see because you got like a brand like Supreme too, who sold half of its, ownership away. And like they still have the same level, of hype, same level of sales, and it still looks like they kept the same aesthetic. So it's kind of tough to say, like when you get to that point, like what would you do?
I guess it
Because like it's
depends on the
going all to think
contract.
like, hey, yeah, it's going all to be like, hey, I'm gonna have a brand, but then like when someone puts money in your face, where it's like, yo, this could change your life and your family's life, and it's like, at what point do you say like, hey, like maybe it is time to sell out a bit?
Do you
I can't
ever
even think of that.
Are you so like, attached to your brand in a sense of what you're currently building in the way that you couldn't sell out on that and take that and build this next big thing? I know like Christian said he's kind of focused on furniture in the future. Do you think you would ever sell out on what you're currently doing to build this next bigger thing? Michael talks about like making movies and shit. Like, do you guys ever think about that?
I don't think I would necessarily sell out in the sense that like I would do stuff to just make money, but I would probably just bow out. Like if the money play was there and I said like, hey, like this isn't something I want to do anymore and I want to pivot, like I could see myself doing that where it's just like, hey, like I'm not gonna like put my name on this anymore, but like I want to go do the next thing that I think I need to do in life.
Smart.
So
Damn, the money move. I hope that's always there for somebody to when they get to that point of not wanting to do it. That way they're not forced into doing this thing that they love for so long and then develop like a hate for it in a way because they're stuck. Not necessarily stuck, but feel stuck.
It could feel that way though.
Oh, for sure.
Like especially like if they do something while you're there and you can't really like you don't have the power anymore to make a decision, to change something. They're like, nah, this is gonna sell more to teenagers. It's like
Oh, it's like the same. Look at like look what happened to like Bait once Nigo left. Like the brand direction completely changed. It became like completely available. And more widespread. But back then, like it was hard to find authentic bait. Like one, like the streets were flooded with fake bait for like the longest time, and then two, like they just weren't in other retailers. You got to get it directly from them.
That's smart.
Now you can walk into Undefeated and it's right there for you.
Have you any of you ever put clothing in any sort of like local stores or anything like that?
Nah,
No. There's been
on
talks.
I
website.
haven't.
Yeah, there's
There's
been
been
talk.
talks about it.
Or is it like skate
Well,
shops or what?
it was just more like friends. Like
Mm.
like my boy Jesse from Greater Good. He's a barbershop and he was just like, yo, it'd be cool if we had, your guys' stuff in here.
Have a
But
cool rack.
it's just one of those things like if I ever wanted my stuff in the store, I would want it to be with somebody I had an authentic relationship with. Cause in my mind it's like, all right, I still have control and there would be that respect for one another. So I wouldn't, but like even with Ricky said, like, yeah, there's a point where it's like, would you do it, if it were to better your guys' like your situation? And there was times like where I think about it, I'm like, well, in that case, then it's just like might as well not even do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and my thing, it's like heart. I want to run with that until I feel like it's time to let it go. Like, that era is over. Like, let the new kids do their thing.
Would you sell it for extra cash, or would you just be like, "Yo, I got enough"?
I think I would try to like mentor a kid like me, so he can. So I don't know. So
That'd be
I
really cool.
guess bless him in a way.
Yeah,
Like, here you go. Like, I taught you everything you need to know. Now go do your own thing.
it's like the perfect situation.
Yeah. Cause like me, bro, like it was hard for me. Like I didn't know nobody on the scene. I fucking literally had to push my way in. Like there was like I was a lot of the shit that I started doing at first, like it wasn't like hardcore. It wasn't and I always tell Michael this, like, I don't really care to do what's mainstream, you know what I mean? So at first, like I wouldn't get a lot of sales. Even till now, like some things that I do, like it won't hit sales, but then we have these one things that it's like boom. Like, all right, that shit hit. But it's always coming from a good place. So it's like every time we do a drop, it's like I'm always happy with it. So I think at the end of the day, I think that's what does it for me. And then until that time, until I feel like, okay, it's time to let this go and give it to the next. And I don't know when that time is, but yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like one thing I've thought of the brand of sometimes is like a TV show, where it's like every drop is kind of its own season, and it's like that time that I feel like maybe it's run its course, or like we put out too much stuff, or like it's time to end it. Like I want to end it on a high note.
Exactly. See, it's like, all right, this is, I don't know. Destiny plays a big part in how I kind of think about things. Like, I want to go my hardest, create my own path, and make a way for kids like me, I guess, that want to do cool shit, do their own thing, whether it's clothing, whether it's, they're fucking striving artists trying to do their thing, whichever may have you. But I guess inspiring is the goal and has always kind of been the goal.
Facts, big facts, bro.
How do you think you build accessibility as so put yourself as like a high school student looking at the Heart brand or Joke brand or Frost. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking at that as a high school student, what do you do to like show them that you're able to be reached out to? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I know it's kind of a convoluted question.
Just being myself through and through.
Have you had people reach out to you at all? Like ask for advice?
Not particularly advice, but it's just like, yo, I like what you're doing. Like, keep doing cool shit. And it's just like, yo, do whatever you like. And I'll reply back, like, do whatever the fuck you want to do. And like, along those lines, like, keep going. Don't stop.
I've had people reach out to me asking about advice, and I basically just tell them what I heard, not like what I heard when I was in that same situation, but like I give them the best advice I have. Like I put them on to what is gonna make their creative process easier and all that. Like even just making shirts. Like I was telling some kid the other day that the heat press is the way to go. Like
Yeah,
screen printing is more expensive, but the heat press is more accessible.
you get the samples ready for big.
Yeah, exactly.
I like where your head's
Clutch.
at.
It's clutch.
Well,
No,
I'm gonna admit, bro,
facts.
I fanned out when Ricky. I think it was our La Purísima collab. He was like, "Yo, this is dope," and I was like, "Yo, this guy's from Rounds," and that was like one of the first brands, bro. Like when I first started, it was like, okay, he's doing cool shit. Like, all right, it's not like surpassing. It's like, yo, let me get to that point. You know what I mean? It's like that friendly
Yeah.
competition. It's just like that ongoing inspiration, and it's just like when you hit me, I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. Like,
I fanboyed the first time I ever met Ricky. It was at like Cobra.
Bro,
It was like
it's funny because
2017.
I was gonna say that right now. When he was like, "Hey, how do you make yourself available?" Like, dude, I'm the type of person that'll just be like I'll tweet something like, "Yo, like, about to grab drinks or about to grab coffee. Like, come through and like I'll meet you." And like one time I was drunk at Cobra and I like tweeted that. It was like when Cobra first opened,
I was
and
already
then
there,
you
bro.
and Ray
Like,
showed up.
Nah, you
Yeah,
saw the
I was
tweet,
like
you got
already like
ready to
it was already
go.
closer to like 1 a.m. and I'm plastered already, and they just run up to me. It's the first time I met them, dude. Every cool person I've met has been off Twitter or Instagram. Like it's insane. I would say like half my friend group I've met off Twitter.
yeah, Ray and I were there. We used to go like every weekend at a time, cause it was not nearly as poppin', bro. There was no lines to get in.
Mm-mm.
You just walk in,
That first year, like I was there like 3 times a week.
bro.
And that's
Dude,
when it was just like straight hip hop too.
Now I'm not gonna get caught dead trying to go in that line,
no,
bro.
absolutely.
The new bar they just opened up that was really cool though. I will say that High Score Club,
High score club.
like it has such a great aesthetic to it. Like it's like this anime bar.
yeah, bro. My brother was there on Friday. That shit's sick.
Yeah, like it has such like a Tokyo feel to it.
Where
I've
is
never
it?
been anywhere.
It's right next to Cobra. So like
Oh
where
shit.
Snow
Okay.
used to be, they took over that spot and they opened up
Oh,
a new bar.
what?
It's more it feels more like a lounge than it does like a bar. It's super
Okay.
small, but like it just plays straight hip hop music. Like the art all over the walls like insane and it's done by local artists.
Okay.
Like that dude Joshua, I think his at name is Tattoo. Jimmy from Undefeated, like they did all the artwork. Like it looks crazy.
Fucking Josh.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
did you
gonna
work
have to
with?
go post pandemic. I'm too afraid to go out right now still until I get that vaccine.
I have to, bro. Like I was telling Michael's, like I wear a mask everywhere now because my girl, like she's pregnant, so it's like I'm
Oh,
not,
shit.
I gotta
Yeah.
nip it in the bud, bro. Where like, photo, like we just right now, bro. I kept this shit on for like 3 hours. So I was like, I was the light guy, bro. Golden
Yeah, like
hour
stay
hit.
6 feet away.
Where do you need the light?
Fucking reflecting that.
But yeah, bro. COVID kind of fuck COVID, yeah.
I've actually, it's
Yeah.
kind of random how people have been affected by it. I think some people have really been able to take advantage of the whole situation and completely change their lives for the better. And then other people got totally fucked over by the situation. So it really kind of depends on what happened to your money, obviously, in the start of it, and then what you did afterwards. Because the whole, anyone creating media had the opportunity to really blow up while everybody was at home. There were so many YouTubers and Twitch streamers and like SoundCloud rappers that probably popped during this time.
We fumbled the
For
bag,
sure.
is what he's
Yeah.
saying.
No, we
Yeah.
definitely fumbled the bag. We didn't transition fast enough to this form. Like we were just recording stuff before this. So we definitely did. But do you guys feel that you benefited in any way from this?
From COVID?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like this topic, but go ahead.
It's a real topic though. Like we're not saying like we're glad that these people
It is a
died,
tough
but like
topic.
It-
Yeah.
Dude,
What happened? My bad.
how can I
so just
don't
to
know.
answer Jesse real quick while you think.
creative, I guess. It's like what's a better way that I can make this lookbook, or it's like how can I showcase this whatever project I got going on? Like that's how I think about it.
You just have extra time to think now because you have like
Space.
everything's
I'm
like you're
not
not doing events anymore. You used to do
yeah,
events.
I'm
Like,
you know everybody's different pop up. I'm not running over here. I'm not going to fucking Tolleson. I'm not going to Chandler. You know what I mean? Like I'm home. You know what I mean? I only go to work, come back, and that's it.
That's crazy. It's crazy because in the whole COVID thing, I feel like I kind of like sprouted out more. Like I kind of met more people. We're oddly like over the internet, Like I kind of just just I started reaching out more. Like I said, I kind of didn't take my brand serious until like the beginning of last year. So like I was more of a photographer and videographer, just doing my thing. Nah, like for real, 2020, like I kind of reached out more, kind of stepped out my lane, kind of like even art wise, and just if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. If they don't, I tried, and I'm gonna just try again the next one. But so far, it's been love, and that's all I can say about it. Crazy,
And then the day, it's always about having fun. That's how I think about it. It's like, all right, this
for
collection.
real, bro.
As long as I'm happy while doing it, that's all that matters.
Usually, bro,
Yeah.
my favorite design I make isn't the one that even sells, bro. It's like the one of the other ones. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it is what it
Bro,
is.
that's how it is for me too. The thing that I really like that I think like, yeah, like this is it, like this is the piece, like is usually the one that sits. And the one that I was like, oh, we could do without that one. It's usually the one where people tell me like, oh, I like that one the most. Like, why?
You're
Like
Bro,
No,
that's
for sure.
exactly. I'm just like, what the hell, bro?
it's the one
Exactly
that I
how I
was like,
feel,
yo,
dude.
like this is so clever. Like the design I came up with is just great. Like people just like don't get it, and I'm like want to explain it to them.
If you
Bro,
got
I'm the
to explain the
same. I'm
joke,
the
it's not
same way.
funny.
Bro, I had these guys, Tank, Michael. They're like, "Yo, this is sick." I was like, "Nah, bro, that one was even supposed to be fucking headlining." They're like, "Nah, this was hard," and I'm like, "You guys, are bro."
Uh,
Bro, I even have issues with sizing too. Like so, like I'll like make a limited run of something, and like the first time I'll
Excuse
make
me.
it, I like think like, oh, guys are gonna buy it. Let me get a bunch of like mediums and larges. And then the drop will be like nothing but girls hitting me up for like smalls and extra smalls. And then like so the next drop I'll be like, all right, let me get more extra smalls and smalls, and then it'll flip. And like a bunch of big dudes are hitting me up and they're like, yo, where's like the 2XLs and the 3XLs?
It's
And
inconsistent.
I'm like, man, like I just need some consistency just so I know the numbers.
you got to start doing some pre-orders.
And that's the fun part. It's like, how do I figure that out? Like for me, it's like it's kind of like a plug and play like equation, because it's like, all right, well, let me just get like an even number of runs, and then it turns out, like you said, like a certain size sells more than the other, and it's just like, all right, well, let me try to order that, and the next thing you know, the fucking smalls are tenfold over the medium. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
And I guess that's the fun part about having a clothing brand, because it's like you kind of have to. You're over here creating like an algebra equation on how to fucking order your shirts, or
Yeah.
which color swatch goes best with which design. Like that's my favorite part.
Bro, every
Bro,
drop
the
too, like I
colors,
still want
bro.
to change tees. Like every tee, I'm like, dude, like can we do better? Like can we get a better tee? And then I was like, I don't really like it. And then someone hit me up like, yo, like this tee is like really soft and like it washed great. And I'm like,
You're
I
like,
still think it could
Yeah.
do better.
I've been in that situation.
So you've never found the perfect shirt that exists?
Bayside fire.
I think I'm getting
Nah.
there.
Bayside, bro. If you like that hefty fucking like original like streetwear shit, Bayside, Bayside, U.S. made.
Dude, I've heard Los Angeles apparel company I heard is really great, but I haven't been able to find anyone who could like get access to them.
Oh, the
Like
facts.
everyone I've talked to that has a wholesale account are like, oh, it's always sold out.
It's weird, bro. So I was actually talking to a buddy from Creto. Like we are talking about getting some wholesale Ray, me and him, and he was like, "Yo, like they needed like a different, not even an EIN, but like a different type of number." And I was like, "All right, let me try to figure it out." And it was just like not even within my range of knowledge. I was like, "Nah, bro. Like I don't know what the fuck they need." So I was like, all styles working right now. So until I kind of
Nah,
That's how I feel.
All Style's my go-to right now, bro. For sure.
I've been using Next Level. Next Level has been the last couple drops. And then I heard Comfort Colors is really. Well, I actually have a shirt from a brand
Comfort
that's called
colors right
Comfort
here.
Colors, and I really like that.
This is comfort
They're
colors
just
right here.
pricey, bro.
It's
yeah.
soft, bro.
I like the dye sublimated tees just because it has that saturated look. It's fresh.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like the fit on the comfort
It's the long,
colors.
bro. The long sleeves are tight as fuck. they don't fit like the regular one.
I'm
I
big on
first got a
collar.
color tee.
I need a
Yeah,
nice
bro,
collar.
this right here.
Bro, I feel that
Nah, I
way
feel
about
that.
sleeves. Like I hate when like the sleeves are too short.
Yeah.
That's comfort colors. That shit is too tight. Like everything else is good, and then the sleeves are like hella small, bro. Like
To make you look
that's like
ripped.
like past your wrist.
If you feel buff in a shirt and like you don't hit the gym, that shit's too tight
Yup,
for you.
exactly. There you go.
X.
That explains.
I needed some air.
Does
I'm a big boy,
anybody
bro.
have any upcoming drops?
I just dropped something. It's for my dogs. It's for a buddy of mine actually. But yeah, it's for my dog. It's a Chicano culture type of theme. He came with me like last summer. This is one of the cheese right here. All of it comes from just his background and everything. I designed everything off of it. It's kind of just going through it. He's going through it a lot, I guess. And I was the closest. We were just so close. I was just designing it. I was just designing like out like how we're talking about that 2 week process. That's kind of how it was. Like designing every day for 2 weeks. Saw him like 2 weeks later, gave him them all, and he chose like half of them, and then I chopped it down to three, and then that's kind of how we kind of started rolling the ball out. And I was just like, bro, let me make this official. I started collabing a lot in this one. This one's like very out of pocket. I collabed a lot more. I paid a lot more out of pocket for just like uh, people to take photos of it, promotion with quality of colors, just promoting it on Instagram, like how you said, like Google. I did it on Instagram actually, and like yeah, just I just took it more serious. I took more money out of my pocket just marketing it this time, and it paid off low key. So far, I mean, I think I'm dead.
Nah,
Dead
that's
even.
tight. I'm glad it paid off. I think even breaking even is a complete win. You know what I mean? Especially in the beginning
For sure.
stages.
Yeah.
It's like I rather break even than lose money. But at the end
Fuck
of the
yeah.
day,
Yeah.
if you love what you put out, that's like the biggest thing. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro,
that's
the
the
biggest
goal.
wins for me is always when. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was saying like the biggest wins for me is always like when one drop funds the next drop. And I'm like, fuck yeah, like we're doing it. We're not dead yet. Like we're doing
Yeah.
another T next month now.
That's what I
Yeah.
need to start doing, bro. Like something I see, like what you do, Alex. You just like you were super consistent with it with heart for so long, and I was like, damn, bro. Like I kind of want to be as consistent as that. Like you weren't even doing anything crazy. Sometimes you're just like dropping a T. I was just like, fuck, bro. You're dropping hats, and then I was talking to Preston, who like runs inland, and like I would just like chat with him because I just buy like hats, shirts, and I even bought like when he was selling like sweatpants
yeah,
way back in the day, and like I would just chat with him about shit like just like little shit, like not even that long, like 10, 15 minutes in the parking lot, like Walmart, as I'm buying the clothes off of him. Just about just like yo, like how you do this, like like this shit's dope, like da da da. And he's just like little gems, bro, and I just keep them all inside there and kind of manufacture it in my own way.
exactly. I mean, consistency. A lot of people see difference as it's like, oh, like I'll consistently drop in new stuff, or it's like in my mind, like when I was younger, bro, it was like how Michael said that competition. It's like, oh, let me keep dropping, bro. Like let me keep dropping. Like I can't stop.
I told him to slow down, bro.
Yeah,
I thought he was doing too much at one point.
but
I was like,
even
bro,
now, it's
stop.
like
He was
I don't
killing
know.
it, bro. I ain't
As
even gonna lie, bro. Heart
as
was
I
all over.
thank you, bro. As I'm getting older now, I'm realizing that balance is plays a big part in like learning how to manage multiple projects without overwhelming yourself, so you can focus on the detail of
Mm.
each drop and making sure each message gets across with it. So it's like I don't know, like we have an upcoming drop with some soap bars that we got going on, and that's part of like, all right, well, I always kind of want to do something like physical rather than t-shirts. So it's like, let me venture off into this, and it's like, all right, in the next couple weeks, gathering these assets for a 3-pack. It's like we have these drops, but I'm not overworking myself, so I can work on future stuff if that makes sense. Whereas before it was like, oh, I'm working on a design. All right, that design's gonna go on this shirt, and I'm dropping it right there. And then I always give myself like
Mm-hmm.
and I found myself going crazy, which was good. But I was like, I started getting tired of it in a sense, and I didn't want to lose that love for. I didn't want to lose that feeling I had. You know what I mean?
And
So
I feel like
Facts,
it
bro.
takes a lot of effort to print, right? Like, cause you gotta talk to the fucking printer. You gotta make sure the guy's doing his job. You gotta
gotta be
ask him when it's done.
patient. That's it.
You gotta be
That's
patient.
something
You
I
said.
need. I just need someone in the city. Feel like I pay a little, you know. I used to do heat press. I still do for a lot of my other stuff, but like I started trying to do screen printing. I'm just trying to like find someone close to me that could do it, you know, so I could learn it, you know. But yeah, it's pricey.
I hate screen printing myself.
Like
It's
the
I
act of doing
so
it.
I'm bad at
yeah,
it, bro.
like
I'm bad
actually
at it.
doing it. I'm bad at it too. I was doing it in the
Actually,
beginning, but then I got the heat press and I was like, ooh,
my buddy
just
got the
going
heat press,
in on the heat
bro.
press.
Buddy got the heat press, bro.
Dude, just hit Amazon Prime, dude. You get one for cheap.
I'm gonna
Dang, so
have to,
you
bro.
do
I'm gonna take a look.
everything like completely start to end. That's all 100% you, then, right, Liam?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
But I
insane.
mean, so like in the beginning I was screen printing, and then I went to the heat press, and then just in the past year I went to like actually going to a screen printer and having them print it, because it's just the quality is just a little bit different, but like I notice it because like I do everything. So it's like I like I like the quality of the screen printers a lot more, but I'm about to switch up screen printers because they I don't know, it's like a weird thing because they're like a local company, but they don't treat me like I'm a local company too technically, and they just kind of do me dirty sometimes. And I'm like I'm kind of over it. So I got to find a new screen printer, which is gonna suck. But
That it's definitely that happens.
That's where I'm at, bro.
Communication
yeah,
is key, bro, because that's like you're so busy creating all these assets, and it's just like one thing might slip through the grapevine when you're explaining it to, I guess your like let's say screen printer. It's like, oh, you didn't tell me the right size, or you didn't tell me the right color, and it's just like I'm pretty sure I did, bro.
I was I was there
well,
one
it's like
time when.
they're trying to they're trying to make more money, which I get. Like like we're both local companies, like so like they're trying to make more money, but it's like screwing me over.
Yeah.
Just with like little things like size
That,
tags, like
that's that's how I'm
that
feeling,
they're
bro.
screwing.
Same way.
Yeah, it's tough.
Damn, I was rather trying to
And
keep you
like
down.
I feel like I've gotten lucky because I work with like again like Rob still prints my stuff from Bobby Fresh. So like the fact that he has a brand,
You're
like he just
official,
understands
bro.
like what it takes. Like I'll send him a picture. He'll be like, "Yo, what do you need?" I'll send him a picture, and he'll tell me whether like it's better for a screen print or whether it's better for a direct to garment. And then
He's
we'll
not
talk
telling
about
you,
teas and stuff like that.
yeah.
And like he makes his money off his brand, so like my order is small to him. Like if I do a runner shirt, it's like 40 or 50. So like I know that's not making him any money, but like he's still good about it. Like, yo, I could get this done here, and like I know it's gonna get done, and like there's comfort in that. And like there's people who've offered me cheaper prices, maybe like a couple dollars, off per tee, but like the fact that I know it's gonna get done the way that I want, it's like I'll take that peace of mind.
Bro, 100%, bro.
yeah,
1,000%. I
Because
feel
again,
that.
like that whole like if you go with any just random screen printer, like they're gonna treat it like a business. So it's like, yo, like
yeah,
if you only print like 25 T's with me, like I'm gonna put your job like last, in the back, and then like I'm gonna try to like upsell you on anything I can.
yeah. I mean, they got it out quick. They got my last project out quick, but it was like I don't know. It's just hard to explain. They just like screwed me over in like little ways that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. It just grinded my gears a little too much.
Yeah,
Hey, if you have a heat press, I'm gonna link you. This it's called MFM Expressions. You create a gang sheet, and you can at least put like
Yeah,
3 price tags on there, bro. Just design your tag, put it on the gang sheet. They'll let you get 3. Bro, I've had these size tags for years. I made them so small, and
no, I have some. I
hundred
have
bucks,
some gang sheet. Yeah,
$100.
they're just so tedious to print. Like,
Nah, bro, you're good. Like honestly, they'll send it to you, and then you can get like I don't know if you have a hat press, but
I don't.
get a tearaway tag tee, put it on there.
Yeah.
press stuff.
But the
Saves you,
nice thing about my printers is they package it too. So it's like
saves you
I
time.
pay them X amount of dollars, and they print the tags, they package them, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, that always saves a lot of time, bro. I've always
Yeah.
kind of own shit, and I'm like, I kind of dread it. I like it, but I dread it. I'm like, dude, like
But they do it so good. I'm like, I couldn't do this good.
I
that
called him
whole
one time, and he had his I think his sister or his niece or something, or his little cousin, packaging up the bags. Remember when I called him? I think it was the good people
yeah,
dropping.
bro. That was the NGE drop, the collab where we had the little dude kind of flipping off. Bro, we had a lot of hoodies, and I was like, "This is your job," cause she got in trouble, bro, and I was just like, "All right, this is your
Make
punishment."
it work.
Bro, that's
Hell yeah, bro.
my least favorite part about the rent is like having to ship shit.
Dude,
Oh, for sure.
I hate,
Ugh.
shipping rates. I'm like, yo, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, like well, just like
bro.
packaging it, like making sure it's the right size, and then like I was like, yo, like I thought I had a large in this still, and then I'm just like tearing through orders, like did I fucking put the wrong one in? And then
Yup.
like just
I
having to
hate that.
go drop it off at the post office, like man, this is too much.
I triple check
Waiting
orders
at
too.
the post office, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Like my dream is
That's-
just like, yo, I'm gonna be at this coffee shop, like come pick up your order.
You do that.
Even
Pop up
learning how to
shops.
like make sure you got the right shipping, like make sure you
right
weigh
shit
your
on
stuff
there, bro.
right.
Right shit.
Yeah, cause I had times, bro, where I'll ship out like a collection and then it gets sent back to me because it's like this product is underweight, and I'm like, what the
Ooh.
fuck? So yeah, bro, it's like all right, I have to invest in a fucking what is those thermal print machines, the
Yeah,
Rolio machines, and
I
then a
need one of those.
fucking yeah, bro.
And then
Which
I
is an
think there's like a
investment, so
love
you
hate
guys aren't
too.
waiting.
Yeah. Well, there's like a love hate too with like being a local brand of like people being like, yo, like, can we meet? I'm like, well, a lot of people want to meet. Like, I can't do that for everyone. Like, there's certain people where it's like, yo, I want you to have this. So, like, yeah, I'll meet with you. But then other
Yeah,
people just gotta be like, yo, like, I will ship it to you. Like, I just can't be driving around Phoenix.
dude, it's like
If in the
I
area, I'll ship. I'll like go, but usually
there's a
it's a
cool
ship.
little link on Shopify now. It's like you get a delivery, but you select your own radius. So it's like anywhere, like say you have your house as like your business location, and it's like 10-mile radius from my house only that delivery is offered. Like other than that, I'm straight. Like I'm not driving fucking to Chandler to drop you off a t-shirt that you
That's
paid
sick.
$20 for, which I appreciate, but it's like I'm wasting $10 in gas.
Yeah.
I think it's possible to
Gas is
do.
getting pricey.
Sheesh.
I think it's possible for you to do the thing where you just like tweet out a location and have people pull up. I think Never Good Enough's kind of done something like that. He just sold it out of his front yard, right?
Bro, that was back when he first started. That was out of the trunk tour.
He
I
can't
was
do
with
that
them.
no more.
Yeah, I was like, you can't really do that no more. But that was funny they mentioned that. Me, I think it was me, Bravo, Preston was there, um, and Jared. We're kind of just chilling, bro, drinking in front of his house and selling shit out of the car.
Yeah, that's fire. Well, why
That's-
couldn't you
I
do that
see
now? What's the
pictures.
difference between that and pulling up anywhere else and selling shit?
Well, I
COVID,
feel like
bro.
people know him now.
I mean, don't
Are you
go
talking about
alone.
Jared?
Yeah, I'm not saying
What are you
just
talking
you
about?
go stand out there by yourself so you can get
Oh,
robbed. Like, what are you?
meet at a park.
Yeah, so I'm saying like you go somewhere, you like say I'm gonna be at D West today to sell these shirts. If you
For 10
want,
hours.
yeah, like just pull up.
It's like a work day.
I'm gonna be here. Other than that, shipping's gonna be fucking double price.
Oof.
That way
Honestly,
you'll get
bro,
all the
our
locals to
shipping
pull
rates
up.
isn't that bad. It's like $5. That's like under a shipping rate. I'm giving you $2
Yeah,
hookup.
that is. That is.
And everybody's
Give
like,
you a
"Bro, I
little
don't want to.
baby.
coupon, bro.
I don't want to pay for shipping because we're local." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm hooking you up, and you don't even know it." Like, all right,
They don't know. They don't know.
that's the thing though. That's why I like having these talks because like I get you get to talk to people that have I guess that's those similar struggles. So it's kind of funny to talk about this. It's one of
Well, you
the
don't,
topics
yeah,
that I hit
it's
the
like
most.
it's like those little pain points, or it's like again, it's not things that are like a major issue, but it's like that one
So those
person
little,
thinks, yeah, that one person thinks they're the only one who's gonna like ask you to meet up.
you're,
Trust,
Facts.
trust, bro.
Is
You're
there
not in my
is there
vicinity,
anything?
bro. Like, I don't know. So,
What do you tell him? Do you tell him nah, or like, what happens if you
It
do?
depends who it is. Like if it's
exactly.
if it's a close friend, I'll do it for them. Like if it's one of my like boys, I'm like, oh yeah, like for sure. Like next time I see you, or if I just know someone who will see them, like I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna give it to this person. Like they'll hand it off to you. And it's like cool. But like if it's someone I don't know, like one, like I'm just like nah, like I'm not gonna meet you. I don't know who you are first of all. But it's like two, it's like yo, I'll just ship it to you. Like don't even worry about it. Like especially this last drop, like I didn't even put it on the website. Like we did the hoodies, and I was gonna put it on the website Saturday, and when I posted them Friday, like people started DMing me.
Wait,
And I was just like, fuck it. I was like, yo, just send me the money. And like, I just sold those out literally in my Instagram DMs.
wait, that
That's
wasn't
the best.
like that was a drop.
Yeah.
Like when you
Yeah, it was a
posted the
drop.
photo on Twitter, that was it.
When I
Sold
posted the
out.
photo, it was literally just a preview to put it on the website.
It was like
And I
that's
think we did like 45 hoodies. And like people just started messaging me, and I was like, sure, like if you just send me the money now, and like people just started sending. I was like, all right.
Damn.
Cool.
Sell out
See,
before
that's
the
the
drop
best.
even drops.
I gotta get back on Twitter. I've been
hey,
off
how
for like
many
a year.
hey, how many
I
followers
feel
you
that.
got, Ricky?
Not a lot,
Let
because I
them
have
know.
a new Instagram now. I deleted the last one. Like this one
Right.
only has like 250.
How do you do that? How do you just? That's crazy. That ratio's off.
It's that core, bro.
He's built that
It's the
base
core.
that's gonna
But
buy every drop.
Facts.
so I would say like I think my last Instagram didn't even have a ton though. It was only like 800 followers. So when I made the new one, like it's literally just like 250 people of like who I just fuck with, right? Or like people who really fuck with me because they followed my new account. So as soon as I dropped that, like it was just nice. Like people were resharing it. So like I immediately got DMs from people I didn't even know. And I was like, yo, they're already gone. Like I got one left in this. Like a little bit was like selling tactics, right? Like I might have like 10 left, and I was like, hey, I got one left. Like you want it?
Oh
And
yeah.
then
Oh, get that urge up, bro.
Damn.
No,
Hopefully
I
they're not
need
watching
it.
right now.
whole thing though, because like, how do I figure out? And it comes to the algebra equation aspect. It's like, how do I figure out how to sell the rest of these bitches? Like, that's
Bro,
the fun. Like, always trying
bro,
to
I've talked
figure.
to more businesses. Yeah, I've talked to more local businesses, and they've told me that like the sales that they're getting through Instagram, just like by going live, have been crazy. Like they'll go live, they'll show the process of what it's like to print. People will start messaging like, "Yo, I need this," and like immediately you just DM them and you say like, "Yo, like, I'm gonna invoice you. It'll be ready today." And like you're doing a couple things there, right? Like when people are offering you the credit card, you're taking it versus saying like, "Nah, you gotta wait till like the 15th when this drops."
Yeah.
Because a lot of things can happen from now until then. They could spend that money, they could just forget. Like I've had plenty of people that like, yo, like, I'm gonna drop. Like they'll post something like, yo, I'm gonna buy that, and then like they'll miss the drop. They'll text me like a week later, like, yo, can I get this? I'm like, it's gone already.
Yep. And there would be
That
that
happened to
time.
me with your drop. I
Like,
slept on it, bro.
Bro, I've been on both ends of that, bro. I'm the one that's like, yo, but I'm also the one that's like, dude, you're like a week. It's gone.
Yeah,
A
dude.
little week behind.
I decided to wait until the next payday. By the time that happened, it was like the bomber jacket, the create the future or something. I think it said something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and I was just postponing it until the next payday, and by the time I did, it was a no go.
That was a
Bro,
fire
I always tell people
drop.
too. I always tell people too, like just like I probably shouldn't be saying this, but like I always tell people like, yo, like just hit me. Like if you want something, like I'll hold it for you, or like chances are like I'll just give it to you. And a
Yeah.
lot of that I learned from Bobby because when Bobby first made his shoes, he like if someone used to be like, yo, like these are great, like Bobby would be like, oh, what's your size? And like just show them a pair of sneakers that he was selling for like 150, 200. And like for
Damn.
him, it's more about just like one, he wants to see more people wearing them, but two, like he knows that like it's a long-term investment. Like that one person is always gonna fuck with him now because like he did them a solid when he didn't have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I felt like I was a random person at that point to you, which I still was up until today. You know what I mean? We had never talked up until now. So I've always felt weird about reaching out to people like that in a sense of I never wanted to come off as like disrespectful. Be like this random
Yeah.
dude asking you to hold your product that's worth I mean, I remember those jackets weren't like super cheap or anything. So like just some random dude on
I
Twitter
think that
approaching
jacket
you.
you're talking about, we did like 125 for those.
Yeah.
But even then, like I feel like there's a lot of like there's a lot of like flattery in that, right? Like someone's like, "Yo, like I really want this. Like, is there any way that you can hold it for me?" Like, cause to me, I was like a kid where like my mom used to take me to Kmart and we used to put shit on layaway. And like I remember like asking her like, "Oh, like when are we gonna get this game? Like I really want to play it." And she's like, "Oh, next paycheck." Like shit like that. Like bro, like I got you. Like that's how
I
I
feel
feel
it.
about it at least.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean. Like it's different. It's gonna be different every experience you have.
Yeah. I think if it had been post this where we had an introduction and I knew you on some level, I'd have that different level of comfort. But I have a very hard time approaching random people on the internet, especially when they do or have a certain product or craft that I respect. I never want
Yeah.
to devalue that in the way that I approach them. Like I never
I
want to ask for
say
free shit. I never wanted to do any of that.
don't
Michael,
ask for free shit, but I say fuck it, bro.
Michael's
That's how
like,
I met everybody. That's
say,
how it happened.
Even just
say,
appreciation. Like you say like, "Yo, like I think this jacket's great." And like you just never know what's gonna go from there. Like
Yeah.
I've tried to get better at that too, of like, cause you don't realize like how easy it is to kind of connect with someone until you do it.
Yeah.
And there might be someone where you think like, oh, this person's kind of out my social circle,
Oof.
and then like you reach out and they're like, they show you love back, and you're like, oh, like they're just a normal person just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
I think that's why I
Those
partnered
motherfuckers.
with Mike because he has that ability to do that. Whereas we work well together, but we're two very different people in our
they're that.
abilities.
One of them is the plug, and one of them is the guy that initiates the motion.
One is the hand and one is the plug.
Michael's a hand. That's what he.
Yeah. But so it seems like besides Christian and I guess you work with Bobby, you guys are pretty much not in like a group. You know what I mean? To like make any sort of decisions, like any sort of team. Like
Nah, it's all solo dolo for Frost Industries. It's just me. Just do
Yeah.
everything myself. I kind of like I'll ask my friends like because one of my homies he was doing whole creative shit when I was in high school, and in high school I was just playing baseball, just doing like young shit, just whatever. But yeah, I asked him like, "Yo, does this look cool?" But like other than that, I kind of just like wing it, just do it myself, and if people like it, they like it.
yes,
Don't.
get a little filter
I work on
process.
something else. Exactly.
I feel you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the
speaking
same
of
way.
Well, that's where you gotta do it for yourself. Cause like if you do something for other people and then it flops, like I feel like that's like twice as worse.
Nah, for real, bro. Oh, it's dark as fuck out here.
Yeah, it is dark as fuck.
Are you outside, Christian? Yo,
But for the
sorry, you go, you go.
aspect of like hitting, I'm taking it back for when we're talking about like hitting other brands up. Remember, I hit up Heart. It's like not even like on some like just like yo, like this shit's dope, and I felt like that's kind of how like I built the relationship with those, and even just not even on a clothing brand level, like even like artists out here, like rappers, like Slater, Lord Raw, Mastermind, just other people. Like it's dope. It's weird because I ask other people all the time, like, do you guys hit people in Arizona up to work? I always say no, but like I'm always the other direction. Like I'm not scared to hit someone up and be like, yo, like what you're doing is dope. You know, whenever if I'm doing something, if I'm not doing something, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just get motivated off of what other people are doing. Like I didn't know Liam or Ricky before this. Like that's why I think it's dope because like Arizona's so big, but like also has like genre. Like these they seem dope as fuck, and I'm today's the first day I met them.
Same way.
I'm so glad you said that because that's literally verbatim what the goal of what one of these podcasts was.
yeah.
Yeah,
So good job, Mike. We
So
did it.
Yeah, it's
yes.
crazy because I agree with that, and like that's like the cool thing too. I'd say about Arizona is like it wasn't like this, a while ago. Like
Before
especially I feel like when I was into streetwear, like when I was in high school,
4 years
it
ago,
Everybody's
it wasn't that like this.
it was just like what Guns and Crayons, and then like Jilly Departed. And then after that, I was kind of like, well, what came after? And now you're seeing like so many brands pop up and seeing like, oh, like I can't do this on my own. And you're seeing like different people. You got like JX with product. You got John with Kurosaki. I still think to me like the number one brand that I love the most is Mario's and the Always stuff. So like you have all of that. You have neighbors, foul play. So it's cool to see all that.
Facts, bro. Because at the beginning,
Whenever,
like 4 years ago, it was like no one was really supporting Arizona or
mm,
like even like
No,
wanting to even like be a part of it. And that's when I first like started like doing my research, like out different artists in Arizona and like the smallest of small scenes that there was like Slater photos in the back of a what was it, the
U-Haul.
U-Haul truck.
U-Haul
Yeah,
shows.
bro, like that shit, like that type of 4 years ago type of shit. Like I was barely dig into it. Yeah,
Did
but the
you
scene's
did you go to
real.
those shows?
I didn't. I think I was probably like a month or two after those shows that I seen like I started like following Slater, Pariah, just like a bunch of people in the scene. Like 20 Pounds was like doing their thing at the time. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's a rap group.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know Pariah. I literally saw him like last week.
Yeah, I saw him last week at a party, bro. Like it's the first time I met him, and we were
I'm
supposed to do
trying
a
to.
photo. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's
He's
sick.
dope.
He's a fun guy.
He's a great dude, bro.
He's the most positive person I've ever met in my life.
Facts, bro. He's fucking hilarious when he's drunk, bro.
He is. That's
But
funny.
there's definitely good people in Arizona. It's cool because like I'm not like saying I'm gonna meet the bad person in Arizona, but like everyone that I've like conversated with now in the past, like people like
Yeah.
they only want the best. Like that positive like competition is real. Facts.
Back
What?
well, back like I'd say even like 2016, because that's when I started like trying to let out clothes. It's like it was really hard for anybody to step in that realm because there were people that were standoffish, and it's like if you weren't a part of a certain group, it was hard to put your foot in the door. So it's just like, and it's cool to see now everybody's like showing love and just
Here's what happened.
putting out
Here's what
positive messages. Where it's like before, it's just like, yo, okay, that's cool. Well, all right, see you later. Like I don't know who you are,
my
but
perspective is I became interested in the creative scene in Arizona at a time, and like I just introduced myself to people, and then I just like I try to like collaborate with people and do certain things, and it didn't happen, didn't fall through. Everyone lives their own lives, got different priorities. Um, and then eventually it was just like, all right, I run into Christian, and I'm like, it's at the same time as us just, yo, let's just do it ourselves. Fuck it.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what everyone shows here is everyone kind of just does it themselves. Like even though Ricky works with a graphic designer to get some of his work up, like that's his homie, Like right, isn't Bobby your homie first before?
yeah. Bobby's tight too. Like I mean, Bobby does. I mean, he's the only person I know like doing shoes and shit like that. And like
Doomsday,
he's one of the
what?
first person that opened me up to that of like, yo, I can do this, and like we
Crazy.
we can manufacture jackets and whatever.
Yeah, he's
No
been doing it a
facts,
while, right?
bro.
It was funny, bro. So when Michael, I remember, like I seen Slater stuff. Like I know who Slater was. I was dipping into that scene. Didn't know everybody personally, but it was just like how Jesse was like, just kind of figuring it out. And like, oh shit, like, all right, I gotta go to this show, I gotta go to that show, make connects, just meet people. And
Other
then
fools.
Michael hits me up. He was like, "You want to do a show?" And I was apprenticing doing a screen printing shop, and I was like, "Bet." He's like, "When?" He's like, "Tomorrow." And I was like, "All right, fuck." Well, I hit up the guys, and I was like, "Yo, we gotta get this shit ready." So we put a little quick setup together, bro. Nothing crazy. We brought our Nintendo 64, and it's like for us to prepare for it. I was like, I had to quit my apprenticing gig,
He
so I was
quit
like,
his
all right,
job,
fuck
bro.
it. I was like, let me jump the gun. And Michael's like, so how'd you get all this stuff in this short amount of time? I was like, I quit my job. And he's like, what the fuck for this? I was like, yeah.
It's in a house, bro. It's in a house in
And
like
it
the
was funny,
middle
bro,
of
because
West Phoenix.
we got there on time. We got there and
Perfect.
we stayed when the flyer time was like 7 to 10, and that's the time we stayed. That was our first pop up ever, and it was in a room, and we were just having Nintendo 64. I thought it was the coolest shit ever.
It
Wait,
was
where
such
was this? When was this?
That's how we met Michael. That's how I met Michael.
the house show, the LGDA house show.
I remember being there. Was Chris Moon also like a
Chris Moon
vendor?
was there.
Yeah, ugly.
He's in the
Ugly.
other room.
Yeah, Chris Moon's like the only person that's like he like me and him live in the same neighborhood. Like his friend Sued, like that's kind of like I was friends with his younger brother, and like that's kind of like how like I figured out about clothes and style and like matching and like color and like what colors go together. Like Chris Moon, like his whole friend group was like he started like a Galaxy. Like I don't know if you guys even know like started this thing called Galaxy. It's a brand. It was my freshman year in high school over here. Like it was the first thing that they did, and they pushed it, and it was just Galaxy in cursive on like different colored tees, $10, like $15, bro. Like back in like 2012, bro. That was like my first taste of it. I was like, hmm. But yeah, Chris Moon, bro. He's everything
That's
he's done with Ugly, bro, has been dope.
that's funny because Chris Moon was like one of our first
The
roommates.
first.
So that's like full circle shit.
Yeah.
It's cool as long
Yeah,
as you keep working towards something. I feel like you're gonna get like whatever goals you want to get to. You know, you
You
just
reap
gotta
what you sow.
exactly.
I mean, whatever it is you put out there, that 8 figure comes right back to you. It's staying humble and being honest with yourself.
And honestly, you got to learn some skills so that way you could apply them to your real life too. Like I know you like everyone wants to turn this brand thing into real life, but like a lot of these things are slow burning. Like how long have you guys been doing this, right?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck, bro. I said I've been doing it for 4 years, but like not taking it serious till like beginning of 2020. Like for real,
Yeah.
like just like actually like setting up a website, having someone like kind of having a process. Like I remember uh, the other day, like someone was telling me about like their process of how they do shit as just for videos. I just took their approach to take that for my brand. Like I don't really like a board. I just kind of write out what I want and just like organize everything how it is.
You kind
Yeah,
of find you're changing too. Like something worked for this moment in time, and then you kind of have to like pivot and find something new as you grow. I guess.
Yo, quick pause.
For
Yo,
sure.
Jesse, on your mic, we're getting like some feedback. Do you think you could turn like your gain down a little bit?
yeah, bro.
So, like, just a pro tip: if the green border is around your camera, that means that your mic is picking up audio. So if you ever notice it on there when you're not
Okay.
talking, that's probably what it means. There's probably like a push to talk option too. I don't know if that's like simpler.
You sound good now.
Yeah, it's like very in and
I don't
out
hear
when
you
when it happens.
Yeah. Now he looks okay. I think he's good.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, bro. The process stuff has been interesting too, because I think this is the first year where I was like, I'm not gonna do drops. Like, where like I have a full drop of like, yo, we're gonna do this one spring drop, and it's gonna have like X amount of pieces. I think this is the first year where I'm just gonna be like, we're just gonna drop something every month just to build that consistency up.
Wait, you're saying that's happened in
And I
2021?
feel like it's been working better for me now.
You're
That's
doing
what
a
You
drop every month.
do it better. You know what I mean? So it's like you're able to manage it.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
hold
we
my
learn
money.
faster. You get quicker feedback.
I'm gonna hold my money so that way I could get the first one, the next one, because I didn't get the
Yeah.
first one.
The first one didn't even.
It never happened.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it actually never dropped. That's what happened last time we did the hoodies.
Next
too,
time,
'cause I
I'm
kind of
as
like
soon as we get a whiff of it, we
figured
gotta
it was gonna
DM
happen
him.
again.
Be like, yo, I got money in hand.
yeah,
Bro, like honestly though, like I know earlier we are talking about like deadlines. Like I think championship rounds have been the opposite of that because like we've have just done things on our own time the last few years. I remember there was one year we dropped a jacket like in May or June, and I was just telling Bobby, I was like, should we just like save this? And he was like, nah. He's like, people still drop jackets on like East Coast brands. And I was like, all right. And it was that actually that Create the Future one.
Do it
So
for
we
the
dropped that in
swag.
like May, and like people still bought it, and it's just like, all right, like I guess we'll do it. But like I want to set more deadlines where it's like we're being like, all right, like intentional about when we're putting things out.
Yeah.
I think the reason we were always in that catch up mode is that we would develop an idea that we were okay with. We would set a deadline because it was always like shows or events that we were mostly doing. we would get everybody involved because there's so many moving parts. Changing that date is almost impossible. So you really, whatever ideas you have after you set that date, you only have till that time to make it happen. Otherwise, it don't happen.
Or else the show's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna try and sell this thing, create all this fucking promo, convince all these people that you got to take this day off and spend your fucking weekend with us for 3 hours?
Give us $5.
Like,
It worked
give
though.
it,
Yeah,
it worked.
it did. But wait, dude, the day of the show was always stressful. There was never a day that it wasn't. I feel like, especially that birthday show with the truck bed thing. Like, if we hadn't have gotten that truck, the whole day would have just been like, oh my god, because there's just so many moving parts when we have 4 bands. We're borrowing someone's house. We're getting a truck from somewhere else. We're renting different like audio equipment and shit. So that's why I always feel stressed with deadlines, is because we set it and it's very firm. I feel like if it drop, if you're not ready, you fully have the ability to just be like, no, I'm doing it in 2 more months. Sorry.
Bro, there's been plenty of times where like I'll say like a release date and then just completely ignore it that day. And then 2 weeks later be like, now available.
Nah. He was like, I got everything I need, so
Yeah.
okay. Now I found myself relying more on my assets, so it's like, all right, I want to drop around this time. I'm not gonna give myself a hard deadline because then I'm gonna stress myself out, and then I'm not gonna like what I put out in a sense, because it's like, oh shit, like okay, I have to get this by this time, and I have to rush it. Where it's like, let me get all the pieces so I can kind of like play it like chess. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been trying to do this year, and I feel a lot more content and happier with the product.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did with my last drop. Is I waited till I had everything, and then I figured. I mean, I had the lookbook in my head, but it was like I waited till I had everything, and then I hit up everyone about the lookbook, and I was like, I want to shoot it this day, and then I want to drop like the week after, you know.
Yep. And
So
it's
like
so hard to
I
like
got
stay put.
everything.
Yeah, it's hard to stay
Yeah.
put, bro. When you get excited about stuff, you're like, "Fuck, I just want to get it out there already." But it's like,
I know I'm sitting
Yeah,
on
you
so much
post
stuff right
it.
now.
you're like, I gotta practice that patience.
Yeah, I've been
And
sitting
that's
on
the
stuff
hardest
since
thing.
like Christmas, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it was for the Let's Talk drop that we did with the corduroy hats. I had
Yeah.
those hats, bro, since May, and we didn't drop that collection till September.
I
So
got
I
mine
was
right
doing
here.
other projects around it. Yep. Thank you, bro. But yeah, we're just designing other things around it, but like having that concept just kind of building up.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been working on my patience.
Bro, honestly though, about like one thing we were talking about earlier of like getting actual skill out of it, to me, I think the best thing is like building your network. Like there's so many cool people that you can meet like doing this. And like just knowing those people and like seeing what they do. Like I've seen so many people go on to just do some pretty cool things. And like you just never know how like your paths are gonna cross again.
Yeah.
So like to me, like yeah, you get the real world skill of like running a business and like designing and all that. But like the people that you meet, to me is like clearly like number one.
No, it's true, bro. I think that's the number one component in being a successful brand or just being a successful anything that you put your mind to is being your authentic self and meeting the people that are the same way. And it's just like that honestly, because I'm not really like internet savvy. Like I prefer to go to a show, and I think going back to the whole COVID thing, it's kind of made that harder to do things like that. So it's like, all right, how do I pivot on the internet? And I'm just here like posting on my personal 2 times a month because I'm too involved in making fucking assets for the next drop. But networking for sure, bro. Like
100%.
I agree with that.
I've been trying to get better at that too.
Just talking to people.
Yeah, just meet more people. Like my goal at the beginning of like, or in the middle of last year was to meet more people like locally, just so I like knew what they were on and like, just so I could connect with more people locally, pretty much. And I mean, it worked out. Like I met a bunch of people just doing that. Just
You designed the no name for the homie.
yeah,
Seen that, bro.
that's nuts.
Oh shit, that was you. Right.
Yeah, it was a little collaboration, but I'm still waiting on my little croc thing.
Yeah, bro.
Gibbets, is that what they're called?
Me too, bro. And I'm he's part of Brad, so me too.
Me too.
I know, I want them, dog.
They're fire.
Yeah, I'm about to buy Crocs just so I can have those.
Little gibbets.
Yeah, I need me a gibbet.
You guys have Crocs? Anybody here? Anybody about that life?
I don't want to
I
admit it.
need some.
I got one for Christmas.
Oh,
I didn't even ask for it. I can't compare
Damn.
the his and hers. My girl wanted some, and her mom just got us the duo. So they're comfy.
This is low key the second episode I've showed my Crocs.
You look good,
What do you think?
bro. I'm too thick for that shit. Like,
Thank you.
look like Mickey Mouse character.
you guys put it in
I feel
relaxation
like
mode or speed
I feel
mode?
like I'm too slim, bro.
I'm more
I
of a.
would go
slide-
stick figure.
We got these huaraches, bro. Checking fire.
Damn, you getting
Look,
ready
got
to
shoes
give
on
out
right
some
now, bro.
spankings, bro.
I don't want to my toes, bro. I don't want to fuck up your guys' mind with them, bro.
No, don't show the toes, bro.
Little Jeeper Creeper feet.
Got the toes out.
I haven't jumped on the Crocs bandwagon yet.
I got these for my.
I feel like all my friends are now.
It's
I
not the
got these
move.
for my birthday, or else I probably would have never got another pair.
Bro, Crocs and Birkenstocks apparently are the most comfortable shoes, and all my friends are starting to swear by them.
Slides, bro. I've always been a slides kind of guy, or like the strap-on old man Coleman one, the ones you go fishing with. That's my kilo, bro.
I'm gonna get some Tivas soon.
Some what?
Tivas are like supposed to be like hiking sandals.
Are they the ones with all the toes?
Yeah, you get the no,
Ooh.
no.
Little feet
Tivas is a brand.
wearing those.
But it's you don't listen to Toro y Moi. He has a
Yeah.
line in this that goes like boom 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 boom. Never mind, I'm not gonna sing it.
You want to know
I
how many
forgot
times
the
an
words.
artist name drops a brand and I don't look up the brand? Every single time.
All Kid Cudi name drops. Never did.
Never looked
You
it
didn't
up.
buy no 10 deep, not one time.
I did actually, yo. When he said 10 deep, I did look up 10 deep because he said. I mean, I guess it's a way they say it though. That was another brand that didn't get mentioned. 10 deep.
That's true. 10 deep. Undercrown was a big one back then too.
You guys remember Moose Limited selling all that shit?
I-
Moose.
I do recognize the name, but I never
You guys
bought
like-
any of that.
I used to shop on that shit. I don't even know if it was fake or not, but I just wanted to get some fucking bread, bro.
I used to buy these pocket tees off of Applic. It was like applic.com, and they like had like cool different color, like customizable pockets.
Like 2013.
Yeah,
Yo,
I wanted to be different, bro. I didn't want to just get the cool T-shirt from Tilly's. Like, come on, I got ordered online.
I remember when PacSun was new, and I was like, "Yo, this is fuck Tilly's. I'm going to PacSun."
Man, bro, I used to work at PacSun and Tilly's at the same time. I was like a seasonal worker for one of them, so I would go from one to the next one in the mall, and people would see me in both stores. I'd see the same little fuck kids going
Just
from like
switching.
each store.
Just switch your name.
Confused.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't like those stores anymore. I only buy my friends' clothes now. I think I don't buy any other clothes.
True. I try not to buy them. I try and trade services. I'm like, hey, let me do something for you.
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, put the playlist on the web, and I'll hook you up." He's like, "Reserve that next 3-pack." I was like, "Bet."
Yeah, you gotta barter to get what you need. You guys ever trade like tees or jackets or whatever with other brands? You
I
get
actually just did recently. My friend Treasure came out with this new brand called Neon Studios. So like he would hit me up and he's like, "Yo, I really love the hoodie," and I was like, "Oh, let's just trade for one."
Treasures.
like
That's the
Pokemon
best.
cards. Oh yeah.
We know treasure. We just not allowed to say how we know treasure.
I don't know. I'm gonna
You-
be honest.
He's one of Maja's friend.
Okay.
Not Maja. You remember Maja?
Yeah, from like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
I
Yeah.
feel like everyone is trying to pick up on what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a place we used to work. You were a customer there.
What? Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that could be
Anyways.
Safeway. That could be. We worked at Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
We'll
I
say that.
worked there before.
Um,
There are a lot of plants Stuff like that. Like
And
bouquet of plants, so you can.
now it's
you can
now it's gone. Now we all
no,
know.
you,
Flower shop.
is it
Yeah.
bouquet?
Come on, Christian.
$45 flowers.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So we are kind of winding down a bit. We're like approaching 2 hours. So I do want to kind of end on like two kind of questions, unless anybody has any kind of topics they want to talk about. We're not like kicking us off or anything. Like we can definitely keep going, but I just don't want anybody to get like bored or anything like
No,
that.
you're good. I got Chipotle chilling, bro. It's alright.
It's been chilling for almost 2 hours, bro.
bro, you should heat that up, or else
Yeah.
You know how I am, bro. I gotta get my stuff done. I enjoy my meal afterwards. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
But yeah, is there any? Nobody's got any like drops coming out? You want to shout out? You want to? What was your drop again for my dogs? What was it?
that just dropped, right?
Wait, I think you're muted all the way.
Oh, he fucked up the game.
He said 1 minute.
Oh no.
Oh, he'll be right back.
Well, does anybody else have anything?
I got a
out?
drop. Hopefully, I mean at the end of the month, I got a
Okay.
drop coming out. It's like
It's
a whole
coming out.
like dirt bike themed like drop. I got these coming out.
Okay.
Oh, that shit's
dude's-
fire.
Little racing hat. I got jerseys coming out. I got 2 shirts coming out. Sticker packs that I don't have. I just have 1 sticker. That's literally just the basic logo, but I got sticker packs coming out. But I got a sick lookbook planned. That's hopefully next week. But this kid is throwing me for a loop right now. So
It happens.
You
Yeah.
gotta gather
if
the bro. That's the
That's a-
what up?
That's a creative ass person, though, for sure. Like, without a doubt. But
I mean, if everything goes as planned next weekend, it's gonna be a crazy lookbook.
Damn, I'm
I've been
kind of
planning
excited.
this for like a year.
lookbooks are the best, bro. Honestly, they're fun. It's one of the funnest parts is doing a lookbook.
It's like the cherry on top for me. It's like
Yeah.
that's like where I have fun, kind of. Like designing everything is like kind of tedious a little bit, but then the lookbook is like I can just have fun. Like I have an idea in my head, but then it's like everything else is kind of fun.
Yep. It's the no, there's no other way to explain it. That cherry on top. It's kind of just
Yeah, it's just
that fucking kiss you do. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
does after they kiss. Fucking mwah.
I
There
love
you-
that.
Damn, so you said end of the month, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely by this month
Okay,
for sure.
nice. We'll definitely be
I
on the
don't have a
lookout.
set date yet because I'm not trying to stress myself out, but
Yeah.
the end of the month.
where do you guys buy your stuff? Like, where would they, like, a website? Is that where we're going? Is that where we're sending
Yeah.
these fools?
Yeah. I
What's
just have
your-
jokemfg.com.
Yeah. At the very end, we'll have everyone go through and give all their socials, websites, and everything.
Cool.
Mm,
All right, back to you, Jesse. Sorry that like.
Bro, I don't know what's going on. My mic was like perfect for the first half, but now like I have to like do this push to talk thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I don't know either.
yeah.
It was just very random. Yeah, sorry
Yeah, it was
that
random. I'm
kind
sorry
of
about
derailed
that,
you.
but
Oh, you're all good.
no, it's for my dogs. It dropped last Monday. It came out with 3 tees. One of them is this one right here. Gotta stand up. Nothing crazy. It's front and back long sleeve, and then we dropped 2 more. Just me, but my friend kind of helped me on this one. 2 just regular tees on some all style. For my dogs, it's just a reflection of his what he went through, what he was going through at that time, and just kind of us coming together as like for my dogs, like as a group, family, loved ones, anything. For us is just something that we like to push those positive vibes, bro. Like I have a saying, like the positive brand, like Frost is kind of based off of that, just positivity and just going up, not going down.
Yeah, I vibe with that.
Yeah.
About you, Ricky, you got anything upcoming that you can
I
talk
will-
about?
We'll probably put out a tee at the end of the month. There's like this DeLorean design I've been working on that we pretty much finalized. Then I probably want to drop another accessory, but I'm not sure which one yet. I was kind of just like each month. At the start of each month, I just wanted to say like, okay, like what's something I could drop this month and try to push something out. So that's gonna be our plan the rest of the year.
Dang, so lots of drops.
Hopefully, we need more consistency, and it's the one thing that I've probably lacked with this brand. It's just like we'll have a few drops, and then we'll go like a whole year without anything.
Hey, if Frank can do it and be successful, then you know it can at least happen. You could take a large break and then come back and just drop something really good and people will eat it up.
It's true.
For sure.
What about you, Christian? Anything besides, I think soaps are like
Yeah,
the most recent?
we have our standard issue, so we're dropping 3 standard issue soap packs: shea butter, cocoa butter, and straight hemp. They're gonna live on the. I'm gonna have them live on the site for like forever until whenever the fuck I want to take them down.
Who makes the soap? You want to shout them out real quick?
So yeah, no, my sister actually, she manufactures them. We got a silicone made, and she manufactures them out of Chandler. It's sunnysoaps.az is her handle on Instagram, but
Wait, that's your sister?
that's my baby sister, bro.
I didn't know that.
She's crafty. She does choreography. She does it all.
Fire.
My
The more you
family is
know.
a little melting pot of different things. But yeah, and then we have a 3-pack coming, either by the end of the month or early April. A couple collabs. We're gonna do a La Purísima and On Site Part 2. And a Los Amigos. We got some footwear coming out.
Hey.
Migos
Ooh.
footwear.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's exciting. I don't know exactly when that is, but we have my favorite project. I'm not gonna say what it is, but dropping soon, and we don't have like set date for it. So yeah, I'm really we kind of talked about it earlier, just gathering assets for it and then focusing on a drop date. So.
We should get Migos on here. He said he has Sundays off.
No,
Amigos.
not El Migos. That's the homie too. Shouts to Matt. But Los Amigos. So that's Andrew
Los
Ponce.
Amigos.
Does he kind of works out with he works with Mount Sunny out of Big Sun and like creating their stuff too. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mike, you want to say what guests are upcoming that are planned?
So next week, so far we have Stay Busy, or Busy Bird. Sorry, Busy Bird is going to be here next week, and Quality of Colors. For sure, 2 of their members, which is like Denise and I think it's Stefan, but I don't know if it's Stefan or his girl. I honestly haven't confirmed which members. I just know for sure Denise in Quality of Colors is going to be here. There's a couple of people like who are pending, but those are the only confirms. And I think it's really cool because they both did events, different scales. I think it'd be really, really interesting to talk about that because I mean we mentioned it a couple of times that we've thrown events, so that'd be real fun.
What about the milk
Noise?
Yeah.
That's coming on the 28th. So that's the Sunday after next. Those have for sure confirmed. And we'll see if we add anyone by then. I know Hades was telling us that she'd be down to get some of her friends on. So probably just ask her, see if she knew anyone who was interested.
Yeah. And then to kind of touch on that, we always want to let everybody know that this is kind of like an open thing. So if you're ever bored on a Sunday or you have like a drop upcoming and you want to talk about it, just hit us up if there's open slots. We would love to have you. It's not always intentional to get all clothing brands. We would love to mix with different like photographers, clothing brands, models, whatever. So anytime, you're welcome back. If you are doing like a collaboration with somebody and you want them to come on as well, or if you think somebody would be a good fit, they want to go on, definitely just shoot them our way. We're always looking for guests and we're always down.
Oh, bro, this is exciting.
Bro, y'all really it, bro.
We're
I
trying.
like this, bro. I like watching it, bro. It's just a whole vibe, bro. Like everything that y'all been doing.
I
You guys see
appreciate it.
I was clowning on Jared.
We gotta have him
Yeah.
come back on.
Oh,
for
he's
real.
definitely going to be back when it's
But,
not a half an episode. But before we go, I do have like 2 kind of closer question type things. The first thing is, all you guys are like from Phoenix or like live in Phoenix, right?
Yep.
What's
Yes,
like
sir.
a like
originally from South Puerto Rico, and my
yeah, shout out Puerto Rico. Um,
Boricua, baby.
but everybody, if you could name a either like bar or restaurant that you just want to shout out from like Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe area, we'll do that. And then there's one question at the very end.
All right, go first.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a place called Casa Reynoso in Tempe. It's like a Mexican food spot. They're actually from like my hometown, Miami, Arizona. So I fuck with them. I want to shout them out. They're cool. It's like right on Southern and Mill Ave in Tempe. I don't know the situation with like COVID and shit, but I'm sure they're still like at least doing pickup orders.
Michael.
Okay. Damn, I pronounced this wrong earlier. But I went to go get some tortas, and I got a fresas con crema waiting for me in the fridge right now. Let me find out the name. It's called Tortas. It's on 24th Street in McDowell.
Tortas
Torta.
Paquime?
Yes. Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah. There's a couple of them. There's a couple on the west side and shit. They're all over. But the one
Alright.
the one on McDowell is
Oh.
like it was renovated. Like it looked pretty nice in there. And they got real good food. If you like Mexican food, if you like tortas, I got the quesadilla paquime. Paquime? Is that what it is?
Paquime.
Yeah.
Paquime.
It was bomb. I got the shredded pork on there. Sorry if you don't like pork, my bad. But it's bomb.
They got other shit on the menu. Liam, what about you, man?
Man, I don't know. I mean, if we're keeping on the Mexican food chain,
We
I
could
hit
be
up
anything.
Tacos Hucho every week. Every week, maybe multiple times a week. Taco Tuesday, I gotta be there. Maybe like a Friday, I'll be there. I mean, that's probably it, bro. I mean, they have like 3 locations. I know that.
Where's it at?
It's on the one I go to is on 40th Street in Thunderbird. That's like right down the street from my house.
Okay.
That place is hitting.
Damn.
Oh,
Taco Tuesday.
Let's go.
Taco Tuesday, baby.
Jesse, what about you?
Bro, usually I cook myself. Like,
Oh,
if it
okay.
comes
Give
down
us
to it,
like
but
a bomb recipe then. Like, what's your go-to
I'm
meal if you're trying to
I'm
impress
go
someone?
to, bro. I'm gonna keep it simple. Go to is just soft tacos, bro. Just get me some chicken, bro. Add in everything in there. But there's this place called Cali Tacos. It's in I don't know if it's like Arizona originated. It's out in Tolleson. I don't know the exact streets. When I first went to them, they were like a food truck out there, like just a regular food truck. But I went back there like 2 weeks ago, and I guess like they actually opened a restaurant somewhere out in Tolleson. Oh, I mean it is out in Tolleson, but yeah, they actually opened an actual restaurant. But like when I first went there, like a couple years ago, it was just a food truck out here. It's called Cali Tacos. It's up in Tolleson. If you guys are in the west side.
Let's check it out. What about you, Ricky?
I'm gonna go a different direction and shout out my favorite coffee shop, which is Hava Java on 32nd Street in Camelback. I still think they have the best coffee that I've had anywhere.
Damn, you ever been
What
there,
was it
Mike?
called?
Hava Java
Java Java, bro.
on 32nd Street in Camelback.
Hidden Gems right here. I've never even heard of that, and I used to live literally right there.
Wait. Alright. Yo,
Yeah.
is it
Dude, you know what I really miss? I really miss Deluxe that used to be right there.
yo, their burgers? Fire.
Oh, okay.
And their sushi.
Yeah, they had burgers and sushi. Yeah, they closed down though because of COVID. That
Oh,
was
I thought
like
you were gonna
a
say because
sad
of some
loss for
burger
me.
and sushi mix debacle.
I don't know.
That sounds crazy.
That sounds kind of fire. That means you can go with your kids who don't like sushi. You just get them in their little fucking
Yeah.
bitch ass cheeseburger while you eat some bomb ass Philly rolls.
I did get.
Burgers are fired, bro.
I ordered some harumi one time and
Yeah.
tried to get Oliver to eat it, and he's like, "Why is it purple? Because I got like the purple rice on the from harumi." I was like, "Dude, it's good. I promise you. Just try it. Asian people like it. Like, come on, like trying to pick." So like, my son like talks about wanting to be a developer for Nintendo, and so like because of that, he knows that it started in Japan. So like, he thinks they're pretty cool. So I was hoping that would like sell him on eating it.
We should watch
He did.
Tokyo Drift with him.
Oh, let's
Really
go.
put him on.
That's gonna change his life.
Yeah.
Change mine.
All right, Christian, you want to give a shout out, even though I think I know who you're gonna say, one or two people.
You better
honestly,
rep your set, bro.
Yeah,
nah.
shout them both
You
out.
want you want to know?
Yeah,
I got like 5 million people
let's
that
go.
I want to.
All 5 million. We got time.
All right, bet. So you got La Ferreteria right there on 16th Street in Van Buren. That's a spot. There's two. There's like a multiple throughout the city, and then you got this breakfast place called Valentine. That shit's fire. And then you got a Puerto Rican food truck called Koki.
Ooh.
That shit bad as fuck too. And then you got local style grinds for all my Hawaiian boys. And then shouts to Hungry Homies cooking pizza in the hood. Feel me? I don't know if it's in the hood, but hence the name Homies. But yeah, bro. I mean,
You got some more. You got some more. There's 2 still I'm looking for, or I guess 1.
one. Helmigos, dog.
All right, well then 2.
Presa con crema. That shit's good. Dang, bro, you're putting me on the spot right now.
You got some. You had a drop there.
La Purísima?
Yeah.
Of
You don't need to
course,
shout
bro.
them out. They're
That's
gonna
my
get there.
that's my conchas, dog. That's
Yeah.
the only place I get conchas from.
Dude, the yellow one, the with the yellow like hard sugar, bro. That shit smacks.
Nah, bro. They're lemon cake. They're lemon cookies.
I be getting those green chili burritos now, bro. Those are
Yup,
the
green
shits.
chili burritos, and if you mix it with the red chili,
Bro,
Ooh.
yes.
Ooh.
Red
I-
chili kind of smacks more. I don't know.
I haven't even tried them yet.
Little
I
bit
got
of red
sold on the
chili in
green.
Do it. Ask them. Split
I'm
that shit up.
I'm gonna ask them next time.
Here's
Alright.
my only complaint about the burrito before we go.
Okay.
I wish they fucking heated the tortilla up a little bit longer on the comal, bro. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little soft when you get to it. Like, these are good tortillas. I have them. I have them in
Same.
my house.
not all the time. Sometimes.
Nah, once
Bro,
I put
there's a
my mom
fucking-
onto that spot, she fucking went and got those like
Where the
a
fuck?
couple
did you
dozen at
go?
a time. She was sold because it's right by our house, or was right by our house.
Bro, and yeah, it's
Uh,
nice.
But this is the last thing. This is very off topic of what we have been doing. But I was watching this thing today, and there was a story about how these 3 people got stranded on an island for like a month, and they ended up surviving by eating rats. So it was just like 3 dudes on an island for fucking 30 something days. How long do you think you last in that situation? Do you have any sort of like real skills that you could like say I can like build a fire from nothing? I would survive this amount. Like just be honest with yourself.
I feel like in my personality, I'm always that type like you gotta throw me in the fire to figure shit out. So I feel like I'll figure it out, and like since I got a little thick, that BMI a little higher than the average male, I feel like I'll be good, bro. I feel like I'll figure it out.
So you survive indefinitely is what you're thinking.
He's looking for the
Yeah.
rats immediately. He's what
I'm
he's
gonna
saying.
I get the rats. I'm gonna go swim and get the fish. I'm gonna get the
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
thinking.
bottom,
Like
the shellfish. You don't need to cook that. I could just fucking eat it.
could eat fish raw. Hell yeah.
Feel me? And I just work on my push-ups, climb a tree for a coconut.
Get big as fuck, bro.
Feel me?
Just be all swole when they
Pull-ups
find you.
on the fucking branches.
There you go.
All right, so Christian's just gonna be a fucking island man.
Bro,
Never dies except of natural causes when he's
Technically,
A good 83.
It's in my nature.
what living on an
Being
island.
an island man, bro.
Oh, being Puerto Rican.
Shouts to my Boricuas.
Mommy.
All right, what about you, Mike? What do you think?
I'm dead, bro.
So like day
Yeah.
7, you think? Because like you would last unless something ate you, like just
I
like
think what's
starvation
gonna
would
end
be
up
a while.
happening, I'm gonna get so thirsty. I'm gonna try and drink from the river just straight up without thinking about filtration, and I'm just gonna go.
But on
That's
like a
it.
deserted island, there's probably not much bad shit in it. You know what I mean? Like you're like the only human there. I think you could
So you're
probably trust the
telling-
water, right? Like a fresh water source, not the ocean.
I'm
You
just-
couldn't drink.
I'm just gonna give up. I'm just not even gonna think about it because I'm gonna be so sad.
You're just gonna sit on the beach.
Yeah.
So do you think you would be able to build like a fire to like spot yourself from like a boat or an airplane at all?
Honestly, dude, I think I'm selling myself short. I think I'd be all right. I think I could start a fire.
Yeah, bro, you're strong.
Could you make it
Yeah.
the 30 days to when they got survived? It was like 35 or something.
30 days?
That's how long they made it. 35 days. They were eating rats,
days are gonna
bro.
be long.
Rats. Bro, you know how hungry you gotta be to eat a fucking rat?
What are you gonna do?
It was 3 people. It's not. It wasn't one person by themselves.
okay,
So
so
like
you
they
hang
could
out.
they could like
Oh.
shoot the shit or whatever for 3 days
Oh, that'd be
or
cool.
for 35 days.
Hey, can I like just request a care package? Like,
Nah,
can I
you get one
like,
item
if
to
I
take
have-
with you. You get one
Alright.
item.
like 3 pounds of weed? Just like that's it.
That's what you're taking.
3 pounds of meat.
I know I'm playing, bro.
He
But that'd be a
said
good time.
meat. He said.
I think I could make
Dude.
it like at least 2 weeks. I think the big thing would be the water, if I could find fresh water. But like I know how to get water from
Yeah.
like plants and shit, so I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
The thing is like fire, with it being like
Dude, I have
don't-
no skills that
Me
would
neither.
match this situation.
yeah, instant dead.
It's like if I say I'm gonna survive, it's just complete arrogance. It's just me saying like I think I'll figure
How
it
I
out,
feel.
but I have no skills to back that up, claim up.
No,
Yeah. What about you, Liam? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I feel like maybe a week.
A week's a
30
good.
days if I got really lucky, 30 days. If I could figure out how to start a fire, cook some fish, 30 days, I could do it. Cause I could starve myself. I could not eat for a couple days.
Yeah.
I could eat some leaves, I could eat some raw fish, like that's cool. But the water thing really bothers me too. I need water.
Yeah.
I need water all the time.
Water's the main one. I think your body could go
Yeah.
30 days without food.
Oh, for
But
sure.
if you
Or
if
like
you find
very
the water,
little.
you'll be good.
if I got fresh water, oh,
All right,
I
so
might make it 30 days if I got fresh water.
let's just teach everybody a quick trick. If you like dig a hole, right? It's gotta be really sunny out. If you dig a hole, you put a bunch of plants in there, and like if you have to have a plastic like bag or like a tarp to go over the hole. But if you do that and you're able to like put a cup or something underneath, all of the heat will evaporate everything up to the tarp. And then if you put a rock right in the middle, it drains all the water into that cup. So you'll pull all the water out of all the plants. But it's a very shitty, slow process. You're going to get like this much
Fuck those
water
plants.
out of like,
I'm trying to get
A
some
day.
water.
Yeah, survival though.
yeah, no, that little tiny bit of water every day, that's,
Yeah.
you're going to be fucking thanking
If
everything
I
for
was
that.
stranded, bro, I would want you to be there.
I got you.
Yeah, me too.
That's
bro.
all I gotta say.
My mom put me in like this like forestry camp too when I was like in like junior high or high school. So like they took us out to like the woods in Flagstaff and like we like just lived out there learning how to make shit. Fucking weird. But I could do it. Fire though is like it just seems annoying as shit and you'd have to have like
Yeah.
dry shit to find. On an island I don't know how dry it would be.
Probably not that dry.
Humid.
But I think if us 6
Yeah.
dropped, we're surviving. Us 6 right
Oh,
now
for sure.
on an island, we're straight. All our design
Okay.
work is gonna come in handy.
Fine. Have our own little fucking utopia, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's how they come in 30
It's gonna be
days,
the
bro.
the freshest island. All right. I think that's pretty much it for today. I think it was a really good podcast. Honestly, I had a lot of fun. I didn't
Yeah.
know 3 of you guys before
Yeah.
today, so I really appreciate you guys coming by. You guys are all super dope. Excited for the future drops. Last thing is if you guys want to just go around saying like your Instagram, Twitter, websites, wherever somebody can find you or your future drops.
Who's first?
I'll go.
Christian.
All right, who's going first?
Christian, Liam, Ricky,
Sorry, 'cause my
Jesse.
phone
Okay,
keeps
Christian.
dying, and I don't want it to die on you guys again. So it's like,
Yeah.
Christian, go.
Go.
all right,
It's all you, baby.
yo, Christian. To me, so www.shopheart.co, and our handle is shopheart.co. And if you want to get my personal, it's curlyfuck, replace U's with the V's, and add an underscore at the end. That's it. Love
Nice.
y'all. Hopefully you guys listen to a playlist that we let out bi-weekly now. Weekly is just 2 T's.
You find that on the website?
Yes. Shouts
Oh,
to
yeah.
Michael. Shouts to Michael for his coding abilities.
Hey, I just know what it
Hey.
means. I just do a little bit of research. You can learn it too.
You're
It's-
cute, bro.
Hey, appreciate you.
hmm
Yeah, by the way, I don't think I'm supposed to say this, but Slater sent me some music. Do you think I could play it on here? Or will it
Mhm.
get
Can you?
Nah, just playing.
I was
Not
gonna say,
gonna
could you
do
send it to me? It'll sound a lot better if it like just comes through my computer. All right. While he's listening to that. Oh.
Oh, sorry. I'll stop.
All right, Liam.
right.
What about you? How we find all your shit?
I'm Joke MFG everywhere. So JOKE MFG, literally everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, the website, Facebook. I'm all that.
And
Joke MFG.
website's
Nice and simple.
.com, right?
Yeah, .com, of
All right,
course.
cool.
I
I'll
got
just
to
make
drop
sure
next.
because of Christian.
Hopefully at the end of the month, I got to drop.
Fire. We'll be on the
For sure at
lookout
the end of
because
the
that
month.
shit did look cool. I really like the hat.
Yeah, that's just a little taste.
Ricky.
Yeah, mine's just on Twitter. I think it's just Ricky Camargo. Instagram, Ricky X Camargo, and then the brand's just Championship Rounds.
Right. Any website or anything?
Website championshiprounds.us.
Perfect. And Jesse.
Personal Jesse Frost on Twitter and Instagram. Official Frost Industries for the brand itself, and the website would be fucking top of my brain. frostindustries.bigcartel.com.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
All right, fools.
And
I
then
appreciate every single one of you guys for coming. Thank you for saying yes to joining this. I know it is kind of weird because it is three strangers. Like I don't know Ricky. Like I met you, Ricky. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like it was like spur of the moment. I didn't know you. Jesse, same thing. I probably met you. No, I don't think I've ever met you in person.
I've
We've
seen
never
him.
met, but I mean, I've known about you for a while.
Yeah, same thing with Liam. Like I just seen your stuff on Instagram. I thought it was
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah,
clean. It
Ricky and
doesn't.
Liam,
Appreciate that.
new ones. About to tap in, bro, for sure.
Yeah, it was nice
Finally
meeting
got
everyone.
to see Liam and
Yeah.
Ricky's face.
Yeah.
I was
Real,
like,
bro.
Hell yeah.
I know
Good to
All
Jesse
meet
right,
y'all,
later,
bro.
talk a bit.
boys. Hope you guys
Later,
have a great
fool.
We're
night.
gonna be talking more, bro. I'm gonna see y'all events and
course.
shit, bro.
Oh,
For
for
sure.
sure. Appreciate
Later,
it.
guys.
Appreciate you all.
Later, guys.
Later,
Later,
y'all.
boys.